We've got unfinished business.
Hey, what's up? Hello. Welcome into the show. We're excited to have you because we got a big one in store tonight as the Lubbock Matadors is set to host the Fort Worth Vaqueros in this NPSL Lone Star Conference battle. Devin Ward here alongside John Bocanegra. He's the man. He is him. Honestly, it's what it is. And welcome into the booth. We're so excited that you are here tonight from My Lubbock TV as well as on YouTube. We got a great game in store for you tonight, and we're glad they're here.
Oh, not a cloud in the sky, nothing compared to last week. So we're looking at start time being on time. We're looking at a great halftime show. We got a great interview coming up for that, too. We're excited.
You just put a knot in my stomach, man. We were accused all game last game about having the announcer jinx on the YouTube comment channel.
It's not real. It's not real.
It feels real.
Well, it did after last week.
It did. 2-hour delay, but it didn't rain on our parade like John said there. John, huge game, though. These two teams have played each other once already. It was the second game of the season. It was a 2-2 draw out in Fort Worth where the Matadors had a lead early and then gave it up late, and they know they don't want to do that tonight.
The mindset we talked about with Coach pregame was we're not thinking about it. We're just playing this game, and that's all we have to focus on. And the intensity was there in practice all week, and you're going to see it tonight.
He talked about controlling the controllables, right? And that's your intensity, that's your effort, that's your mindset. And I think that's something that they're really focusing on tonight, and they think that will help them finish in those last few minutes of the game.
They got a couple changes that they're making into the lineup. We'll tell you about that when we get to that segment. But, of course, they want the win. They want 3 points. Both teams need to come out of this with 3 points, being at the bottom of the table. And it just, to me, it seems like a sense of urgency is just a little bit higher compared to what it was last week and even the week before.
Yeah, Coach told us in the pregame press conference that this is not a grudge match, but you can tell it's personal. You can tell that they have that sense of urgency, and they want to get a victory tonight and be able to celebrate with the fans for the first time this season.
It means more to the coach if it's for the fans, basically. He wants it for the fans, but even deeper than that is what Coach Misaraka was saying, is that he wants it for the players. He wants them to feel what it's like when Lubbock embraces you. Obviously, winning cures all. Cures some sometimes, but he wants that feeling to course throughout the team when they get the W. When they get the W, and hopefully they can tonight. Both teams looking for their first W of the season, and hopefully we get to see it today. We were talking about that moments ago. We don't want to see another tie, because, man, that's tough. You want to see somebody come out on top. None of these teams want to see a draw, and, again, being at the bottom of the table, this will vault you up back into the middle of the pack, and with so few games left in the season, you need something like this to kind of surge you to the postseason.
You know, in year one of this club, this was about the time where things started shifting, right? They kind of struggled at the beginning. They were trying to find who they are and what their identity was, and it was week 4, where things started clicking, and the Matadors want to find that groove and get a feel for who they are tonight, and hopefully that's a win in the win column. But like John alluded to moments ago, they're getting to some new formations that have a lot of fans that we've talked to excited. We'll get into those formations coming up. You're watching the Matadors hosting the Vaqueros on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube.
We've got unfinished business.
We do it for family. We do it for friends. We do it for new homes. We do it for a brighter future. We grow for you. We are Alliance Credit Union, and we grow for people, not profit.
Road and Track calls Mazda a unique blend of quality, reliability, and style. But what we'd really like to know is, what will you say?
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Mears Mazda.
LBK. Yes, you're watching here in the LBK. We're bringing you some soccer live on the air from My Lubbock TV and on YouTube. Devin Ward here alongside John Bocanegra. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Of course, we've got a great all-star crew working our cameras and our graphics and all that with Lubbock ISD TV, and we're grateful for everything they do to bring us on the air. We're also grateful for today's broadcast sponsor. It's sponsored by Mears Mazda Volvo, Lubbock's locally owned luxury dealership. At Mears, you'll find the best inventory, the best process, and the best prices. Since 1971, our focus at Mears is to provide our clients with an exceptional buying experience. John, I went to their lot the other day, and there were so many cars there. It was so awesome to see, and so go check out our friends out at Mears. Hey, let's take a look at some of the Vaqueros from Fort Worth, of course, coming into today. They're kind of in a similar situation as the Matadors. They're hungry and they're eager to get their first win, and they got some goal scorers on their team.
Oh, shoot the ball at will is what we saw in film, and basically it's what Coach Misaraka was talking about, just to make sure we stop the triple-headed attack that we're going to see, and it's just in full – they go downhill. There's no other way to say that. They just go downhill. They go.
Michael Grimm for the Fort Worth Vaqueros has been their goal getter to start this season. He has 2 goals and is also tied with a handful of other players with 2 goals in the Lone Star Conference. Other goal getters for Fort Worth, Parker Plexco and Francisco Jaramillo. I gave it a go there, John. I'm trying with the names.
Hey, you got it.
We're getting there. But they've bound the back of the net multiple times this season, or rather one time this season, and so they got some guys that they can distribute the ball around to and find ways to get in the back of the net.
Graham was the one that put the nail in the coffin to secure the tie for Fort Worth, and that's a player to watch for sure, number 8.
100%. I know we're going to have our starting 11 momentarily, and let's take a look at the starting 11 for what I believe is the Fort Worth Vaqueros. Awesome graphic there, and shout out to our team once again for making these awesome graphics. You see the starting 11, John, and again, we already kind of highlighted some of the names you need to know. Was Grimm as their goal getter. Their goalkeeper, though, kind of has an interesting story, John. You were saying broke his face, wore a face mask against the Matadors, chunked it off, and had to take some time off, but that's a name you need to know as well.
Jacob Burkhill is his name. Fractured nose, messed up orbital bone coming into the first match against Lubbock, actually, and he wore a mask. He didn't like it. Had some choice words he was talking about to Fort Worth's commentary team. Threw it on the ground, gave it a go. Obviously, he ended up out of the game with the red card. Fort Worth needed him last week just with all the amount of attack that Brownsville was presenting. And he's starting tonight, and he gave us trouble. So look out for that for the Lubbock Matadors.
Look, man, I know in 2020 I didn't want to wear a mask, so I totally respect why he didn't want to wear one in the goalkeep. On the other side, though, here is your Lubbock Matadors getting ready for tonight's game. Of course, tonight's game is being presented by Alliance Credit Union, and here is their starting 11 heading in tonight. Notable name returning into the starting lineup is the goalkeeper for the Matadors, Adam Salama, getting back in there, and he's an intense guy.
Coach talked about kind of switching it up a little bit just so, don't let them know your next move, and that's exactly what's happening tonight.
They're running a new formation as well, and it's for a lot of fans, it's gotten them a little excited about running a 4-3-3, and how does that change the game, John?
It's going to be shifting a little bit, so it won't necessarily stick to that as your base formation, but you're going to look for Lubbock to attack, basically off the edges, apply the pressure, and we'll get to that in Keys to Victory.
Of course, you see another name, Adonis Igawe, in the starting lineup. He's from France, and I kind of like him next to Howard there. That's going to be a 1-2 punch. Adonis, that's a guy that's going to, whenever he fires on goal, it's going to be a rocket because he shoots it hard.
Speed and physicality is what we're looking at for Lubbock to come out basically and challenge the back line for Fort Worth.
Live here on YouTube and on My Lubbock TV. We thank everybody for tuning in tonight, watching the Lubbock Matadors. Jay Garcia saying no weather delay tonight on the YouTube comments, saying let's go LBK.
Yeah.
So it's no longer the announcer jinx, it's going to be on Jay, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, Jimmy Bocanegra saying let's go Matadors. Let's go Pops, huh?
Hey.
Or is that your brother?
No, that's the Pops.
That's the Pops. Well, when we return right after this, we'll continue to be live on YouTube and on My Lubbock TV. You're watching Matador Soccer as they're set to host the Fort Worth Vaqueros here in our third game of the season. Rather, third home game of the season.
When you hear the word cancer for the first time, suddenly every moment matters.
How do I tell my family?
Where do I go for the best treatment?
At Covenant Health, you're never alone.
Covenant's cancer team is made up of the finest oncology specialists in the region, armed with state-of-the-art technology so you can stay close to home for the most advanced treatment available.
Cancer care at Covenant Health, because when you hear the word cancer, every moment matters.
Hey, Mom.
Mazda.
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 The Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Mears Mazda.
And with that, we welcome you back out to Lowry Field at Plains Capital Park. It's a beautiful day for some soccer here on the South Plains. We're excited to be bringing it to you here live on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube. Once again, Devin Ward here alongside John Bocanegra. John, doing some research coming into this game as they're getting ready to present the colors and do their starting 11 out there on the pitch. Fort Worth, did you know that they have their own version of the Mozos?
I did not know that.
I went and looked. They're called the Hellfire.
Oh,
It's their
I like
version
that.
of the
I
Vaqueros.
like that.
Yeah, they're
I
an
like that a
independent
lot.
group that flies Fort Worth's flag during the World's game, and they help bring a fun atmosphere just like the Moses do for us. And I wanted to give them a shout out tonight on the broadcast.
I would have loved to have met some of them, actually.
Dude, what a name too,
Cool
right?
name. That's a great organization for them. But nobody's out here. I wanted to see that.
Yeah. I want to hear from you, though, the keys to victory coming in tonight for the Lubbock Matadors. Of course, we talked to Coach Misa Rocca pregame. Of course, he gives us a lot of great stuff, and we're super appreciative for his time because any time is valuable time for a head coach. What were the keys to victory?
Well, since you're twisting my arm.
I'm twisting it.
Press the back line. First approach for Lubbock is just to get hard pressure on the defensive back line to create more opportunities, as Brownsville did last week, winning 4-0 against Fort Worth. You want to see a little bit more from Evan's going to have a little bit of help from Adonis, so you're going to love to see that up there. Keep the shape defensively, but more importantly, win the second chance. Get the second ball that's available to you. Don't let it bounce around. Don't let the defense get settled to get it clear out. You want the forwards to continue pressure if Lubbock's up in the attacking third. Definitely want to see that more from them. Finally, finish the match.
Finish it.
Coach talked about that with us. I mean, it's basically been the language for the last 2 games. You want to see Lubbock finish this out if you're a Matador supporter. You want to see them finish this out and to actually claim the points. Don't drop 2 at home again, which would be devastating for them.
It has been back-to-back heartbreakers here at Lowry. You know the team, and you could tell by just talking to them, they have a sense of urgency and a little bit of an intensity to them because they want to taste that victory.
Oh, it's vital to them, and again, we mentioned it in pregame. Coach wants this more for the players than he does for anybody else. Yes, the fans included, the Moses included, of course, but he wants it more for the players.
I think they're about to play the national anthem, so we'll mute our mics and listen to the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets declare the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Anthem, I feel like I failed you as a broadcaster for not getting that young lady's name, but great job down there performing the national anthem tonight. John, we're moments away from first kick. Moments ago, we just heard the keys to victory for the Lubbock Matadors, right? Some things that took me that I took note on there was press them, win second ball. But what is the Vaqueros wanting to do tonight? What are their keys to victory heading into tonight?
Do not let Lubbock keep the pace. Fort Worth needs to keep the sense of urgency up too. They did well in the first half against Brownsville last week, but they couldn't finish, and that's what you want to see from them. Keep shooting the ball. It's the second point key to victory here. Get the ball in the back of the net. No goals scored in the last game, and that's vital to them as they run out here in the banana kits.
Yeah, I kind of like the kids.
The last key to victory, decisiveness on the ball. Take chances sooner and pass with volition. You got to get in the box. Don't take any unnecessary touches that you need to, because they had several chances to score last match, and that's what you want to see if you're a Vaqueros fan.
Yep, John already alluded to it. The Matadors wearing the red kits with the black shorts, and then on the other side for Fort Worth, they're rocking the yellow kits, and I'm having flashbacks, John.
To what?
Those are the exact kits that they wore on the opening night of the very first Lubbock Matador game.
It's a
For
good
real.
look.
My toddler would love the banana
It's
kits.
so good. As you see number 8 there, Michael Grimm, the captain.
Yep.
He did us in. He did Lubbock in last match. I got to stop saying us. I'm sorry.
The us, we, us, our kind of thing.
No, I know.
We're unbiased, and I think that's one of the best parts about it, even though we know who we're here for, right? We're wearing the brand on the shirt.
Obviously.
100%. Going to some of the comments here. Bradley saying, spoilers have to come to Lubbock. Mats, it's Cowtown boys' turn to get the W tonight. Sorry. I love to see Bradley in the comments section. We're grateful that the Vaqueros are watching.
Absolutely.
In Fort Worth.
Absolutely.
Lucas saying, Vamonos, Diego. Of course, getting ready for our first kick. And we do want to give a major shout out to Alliance Credit Union. They have served the South Plains community with lower fees and lower rates for the last 83 years. And we're just getting started. Join the mission and enjoy the benefits of owning your own financial future. Alliance is for people, not for profit. They're a huge part of what we're doing out here today. As you see the Matadors getting ready. Coming up at halftime, we will hear from Alliance and how they have helped the Matadors grow their brand here locally and the tremendous support that they give the Lubbock Matadors. I was telling our general manager, Dustin McCorkle, John, I said those interviews at halftime and the interviews at postgame have elevated this broadcast.
Oh, it absolutely steps it up. I like it, the collectiveness of everything going well, at least on the production end for us. It makes it feel like it's a show that we can be proud of, and I love that.
Are you, dude, the last game that we did against Austin United, I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning watching that game back, dude, because I was so into it, man. It was awesome. Again, thank you, everybody, for watching on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube tonight. We're about to get underway here, and this is a huge game for the Matadors. Looking to get their first Lone Star Conference win of the season, as well as the Fort Worth Vaqueros. John, what are we expecting to see from Fort Worth as they're already pressing here early on?
It's that right there. Except the ball didn't come off his foot like he wanted to. because they didn't ever actually get a chance to. Look for Fort Worth to start shooting at will.
That was Clay Murador there out in the front. Easy for the Vaqueros, says Aaron on the comment section. If you're watching on My Lubbock TV and you're wondering where are these comment section at, it is on the YouTube broadcast on the official Lubbock Matadors page. John, we have not set a goal for today. Coming into it, we were at 5:01. Here is Evan Howard there on this close side and feeding it into the middle. A whole swarm of Vaqueros there. Firing that one was Adonis Igawe.
Great approach by Igawe, getting into the box. Nice little layoff pass by Evan just to get to the edge. Physicality is what got him there. Closer to the corner, you're going to see more of that for sure tonight.
Yeah, they want to have a 1-2 punch a little bit with Igawe and Howard.
It's a little bit of a mix-up, what Coach was talking about. He wants to, the guys are getting loose. Practice ran a little bit longer than normal this past week.
Yep.
Intense 11v11s, and yeah, you're going to see the guys be a little bit more loose tonight.
And he said multiple times intense 11v11, right?
Oh yeah.
It's been a while since they've played, right? I think it was the last time we were here was the last time the Matadors have seen any live action, and that's probably on purpose, doing multiple 11-on-11s.
Well, having that Denton match get canceled, that helps a lot. Gives you more time on the training ground. Ball served a little overcooked there as it goes out for a throw-in. But yeah, having that additional time, let the guys rest first and foremost, but also you're able to extend the practices as long as Coach Misaraka did.
Going to some of the comments here on the YouTube page, of course, Lubbock Matadors SC. John, we need to set a goal still, so think about a number as I read one of these comments here.
5:45.
Okay, so we're going to go at 4.
I'm going higher than I normally would. How about that?
I like it. I'm going to go 550.
Just 5 over?
Yep.
Surprised you didn't
There's
say
your
6.
throw
I'm
in
surprised
there
you didn't
and
say 600.
Dude, that would be intense. Matadors coming away with it. Lacey Caldwell, is there any way to make the score graphic smaller from the YouTube comments? I don't believe so live, but we can probably do something about it before the next match. Jesse saying, so is this the Battle of the Horns? I kind of like it, dude. Look at, going back to the graphic here. You see it, dude. The Battle of the Horns. What are the Matadors doing here, John? They continue to reset things.
A little bit more of a build-up approach. We saw how well that worked in the last home match. Ball gets in. Oh, over the top to Evan there. Great hands there.
Yeah, by the goalkeeper.
By Burkhold.
Looks like he's feeling a little better. You can see there's no mask on tonight, and that's good.
During Fort Worth's broadcast, he was actually commenting on how well he was able to see. So that's actually a big improvement from where he was at before.
When that ball stalled in the middle of the air there, Will Rodriguez sends it back up to the sky. He was a great interview on the coach's show this week, John.
I caught it. You did a good job.
I appreciate it, man. You did a good job.
Hey, I just was trying to set the standard for you.
Set the standard. Standard is awesome, man. And if you haven't had the chance to watch the coach's show, make sure you do. Happens every Monday at 1 o'clock right here on the Lubbock Matadors YouTube channel. I'm not going to read that comment, USA. They're trying to get me already, John.
Not Devin.
Not me.
Not him.
Not a key.
Going back to Burkle, though, he served a red card suspension in the last match against Brownsville. He's back on the pitch, had a good training. Good control there.
See our general manager, Dustin McCorkle. I think he's waving at us, or maybe the people below us, but I waved back. And another great crowd here on hand, John, and I think that's one of the great things about being home and being a part of the Lubbock Matadors organization is that you get to see the community support and see them come out and support the team the way they do.
We didn't get to experience it last week because of weather, but that, oh, man.
Oh, there were still over 1,000.
Oh, yeah. But the pregame tonight was amazing.
Oh, that is something we missed the last time, yes.
Yeah, we definitely missed it. But not tonight.
The Mozos out in full support. Of course, they added a new flag tonight, John.
Great switch there.
The new flag, the Brazilian flag for one of our new players. Rodriguez here on this close side. Playing physical, and you like to see it.
Oh, Adonis was looking to kind of roulette that one out, or spin out of the defender there. Number 7, Francisco Jaramillo, challenging. You'll see him kind of play up a little bit, floating in the middle of the field too, but he's more dangerous on the attack, so look out for that.
Year 3 for the Lubbock Matadors, but John, did you know that the Fort Worth Vaqueros were founded in 2013?
I did not.
Been around for, this is their 11th season.
Woo! A storied team. I know they have a junior division as well. Not necessarily academy, but they do build up their players to be a part of this team.
Well, and they've done a lot of big things in the 11 years and their tenure. They earned a spot in the 2020 Lamar U.S. Open Cup. Of course, the Matadors did that this last year after having a tremendous season. Matadors moving the ball. Brad saying Vámonos Vaqueros. Again, more comments here on the live stream on YouTube. Adam Salama coming out and kicking. Of course, he's back in the starting lineup this week. He did not play in the last match, and his intensity is something that is really admirable. He, during the training sessions that we go to, he was one of the guys providing the juice coming out of that goalkeeper spot, John, and he was fun to watch.
Oh, his intensity, it trickled down. You see him helping the guys out. We had Garcia last week playing in the net, but he sets the tone for the guys. He's the oldest of the three, but you love to see the interaction between them, the competition between the three of them, and how it carried over into from him to the second string, to the defense, from the back line all the way up. And it's just something Coach talked to us about too pregame is they're playing for each other. They're fighting for each other is what he said. And you see it right now.
That was his wording, fighting for each other. That's right. See the team fighting for the ball here as the official's going to come running up. We'll quickly back to play. Mark saying if the Matadors win, I'll call into work on Monday. I like that. You know, me being a teacher on a summer break, I'll call in too with you. Vaqueros trying to push it forward here on this right side.
Jaramillo's got some tricky feet. Watch out for that.
Yeah, that was fancy. I liked it. Salama there. Ball bounces off of him. That had a weird spin on it, John. Could you see the way the ball was spinning from up here?
Oh, yeah. Good touch there. Great footwork to kind of get that opening there. And, again, you're going to see Fort Worth take any chance they get to shoot.
That was a great job there by the Matadors in the middle of the field to come away with that ball and the way they were able to direct it there to get it to their teammate.
A little bit more of a methodical approach. In the first two matches of the season, we saw Lubbock kind of struggle to maintain possession, but in the last match, saw a greater build-up, more possession. Oh, good contact there. I like seeing contact when the play is on.
Right.
Just like that.
Yeah, some contact right there. Coach Mitsuraka's mindset tonight is just keep pushing no matter what. Direct quote there. He said, we'll call it off when the referees call it off. And they want to go for 95 to 100 minutes tonight. Here they are with a great chance as it bounces outside from the Vaquero defense. Looking to cross it to the middle. Gathered in by the goalkeeper.
Looked like a shot to me.
That was Lago Luis. John's over here keeping books. You love to see it.
I got you.
Another thing you love to see is 95 people watching on YouTube.
Hey, we can get those numbers up. I know we can.
And as I say, we're at 99. Again, our goal tonight is 550 subscribers. I'm not going to say John's goal because the goal is the 550. If you are watching and you're new to the channel, thanks for coming on. Bring you all the games live here. And it's great because your TV already comes with it. It's an app. You click on it,
and
subscribe,
you're already there.
And if you're me, you get notifications for everything.
Hey, your mind's everywhere. We get it.
It's a little bit of everywhere.
Great ball in from the back.
I like how they're pressing. They're trying to go over the top there, John, and get those 1v1 opportunities.
Well, that was the first time they actually sent it in from the back. But you're seeing Fort Worth kind of do anything they can to get it in. Slide pass down the line, serving it from the back like that. They have multiple ways of attack. And again, they want to see the ball go in the back of the net.
What we're watching here tonight, John, is this two of the same attacks, similar, formations that we're watching here tonight? Because as I'm watching here, that's what I'm seeing.
Both teams playing the 4-4-3, the 4-3-4, but it's shifts. It doesn't say the same shape, and it's like an amoeba, if you want to go into a science class there. It holds its shape when it needs to on the defense, as you'll see Fort Worth start dropping. They have 3 back currently, 4 in the middle.
Look, man, I'm not looking for algebra. I'm looking for first grade math.
Hey, I didn't say algebra. I said science, first and foremost.
See, that's how you know I'm not listening. It's always something like that. Hey, we want to hear from you, though, in the comment section. Tell us where you're watching tonight. I think that's one of my favorite things on the comment section is where are our fans at? Of course, Matt and Naomi are watching in Florida again this year.
We're everywhere.
We are. This is the world's game, and of course, we talked about it moments ago. There's a new flag out there on the opposite side of the stands. Got a Jamaican flag. John, how many different flags are there over there now? I know you counted.
23 in total now.
23.
With the 2 new additions to the team for Lubbock.
Right in this, we're in week 4 of the season, and they keep adding more and more players, and it's been fun to see on social media the excitement and the buzz around the new players coming in.
Working them slowly into the lineup. Coach is not just going to put people out in the lineup. Just, oh, the new guys here, I know how they play. Cool, you're going to be there. No, you got to earn it.
Yeah, you got to earn your spot, and it's got to be hard to play for the Matadors, right? Because that's the kind of culture they want here. When you have a crowd of 5,000 people in a game, the Vaqueros are going to shoot it there. And
always rising, that one.
Yeah, and in the wind, you're battling the wind. The Vaqueros have the wind in their face right now where the Matadors have it to their back. And so that's something to keep an eye on, maybe even in the second half as they flip-flop, right?
I would look for Lubbock to actually put more downwind since you got it. You have a big target in Evan Howard. Why not send it his way?
Right. Does that make it hard to go over the top, though, because you're having to balance the wind? This was something they had to deal with last week.
You put a little topspin on it, it's going to dip the way you want it to. And of course, these guys play football all the time, so they know exactly what touch is needed. Oh, great shielding there. Right down the line.
And here comes the Matadors. Ooh, some physicality there, and I think we're going to get our first card of the night. That is our first Alliance Credit Union yellow card of the night. It's going to go to Joseph Abraham. Of course, this yellow card is brought to you by Alliance Credit Union for people, not for profit. And John, that was a big hit.
Late challenge. Great job by Saad, though, collecting the ball before it could turn into a turnover. But, yeah, late challenge there. Doesn't allow Lubbock to push up. It's not a smart foul. It's not a dumb foul.
Of course, tonight's game is presented by Alliance Credit Union. What did the Alliance give out tonight, John, to our fans that came?
We got some heat towels, some cooling towels.
That's perfect.
Great mesh material, very lightweight. All you got to do is soak it, and it's very much needed for tonight.
Yeah, it's like 100 degrees outside.
It's a dry heat.
All right, so here's your free kick. 40 yards out from goal. You think you set up a play here?
Oh, you definitely want to get it to Howard as you see him kind of creeping into the back post there.
Going to the middle. I think that was Pasco. Howard heads that one. Another header. They're in the middle. It's going to get back to Evan Howard. Some fancy dribbling, trying to go back to the middle. The goalkeeper gets out of there. John, that was an insane sequence.
Incredible, that ball just sticking to players' feet. Surprisingly not getting out as quickly as you wanted to if you're Fort Worth. A little bit of panic there, but they held their composure as the player is down.
The fans in the stands, you talk about composure. They knew that was a big chance right there.
Well, here in the replay, you see Saad try to head the ball back into play. Great 1-2 touch right here by Howard to kind of pass that ball back in there. Great stop, too. And we were talking about Burkle being the man for them, and that's a great save there.
To quote John here, you want to play big, right? He was able to get big in that moment as he charged for that ball.
Close that distance. That's what you want to do as a keeper. As the ball gets sent back into Howard again. Easy meet there again for Burkle.
Okay, so going to the comments, Melissa watching Jacob B., the goalie from Montana. Of course, the goalie, I think she's talking about who we just talked about. Getting big. McCullum watching from Keller, Texas. Melissa Henry watching from Toronto, Canada. Go Matadors.
Go Raptors.
Go Raptors. That's cool.
Lubbock again with a slower build-up here. You got 2 in the back now. Playing to the wings right there as William gets the ball. Heavy pressure there by Fort Worth. Turns out in their favor as the ball, almost turned over.
Right, John, you give 15-minute reports throughout these broadcasts throughout the course of the season. 15-minute thoughts.
Both these teams look very composed to me. Lubbock with the control, Fort Worth with the attack. You want to see more attack if you're cheering for the team in red. And of course, you want to see more of a build-up style if you're cheering for the banana yellow
like the banana yellows, dude.
It's a good look. It's clean. It's very bright.
It's bright, and as an announcer, you see those numbers on the back very well. And most likely on TV, too.
Oh, yeah. Great switch there.
Matadors moving it well.
Williams getting a little bit more involved here. You like to see that with...
You do, and you love to see how he's helping control the offense and be able to move the ball around. Before that turnover right there, they were moving the ball and passing it at a high percentage.
Here goes Fort Worth running downhill. Jaramillo with the pass to the line. Great move there in the box.
They're in the box. The cross here, headed out, is offsides. John, I'm proud of myself, dude. We're getting it.
We're in mid-season form.
We're peaking, man.
No, we're not.
Oh, no, we're not. We never peak.
Still rising.
Yeah, we're still rising. Of course, something that's never peaking is Two Dogs Brewing Company. They're proud to be a part of bringing the world's game to Lubbock, Texas, and be the official beer sponsor of the Lubbock Matadors. Two Dogs, located in the heart of the Cultural Arts District at 502 Texas Avenue, provides Lubbock and the surrounding area with artfully crafted beer. Two Dogs, a family-friendly, pet-friendly, and your #1 source for fun. Stop in today. Support locally crafted beer.
I have it listed number 6 as Medina Jr., Felipe Medina Jr., making that run down the line, getting into the box. Unfortunately, was offside.
That's who you have. I have Daniel De La Cerda.
That might be right, but they have his position listed on the left side of the formation. He's playing on the right.
Of course, we're getting all this information from the certified app.
Squatty.
It's a good place to get some info, and I kind of like it, to be honest with you.
They give us formations, they give us the players, they give us the bench. I'm here for that.
I'm here for all of it. Oh, John, they're playing your favorite chant, the Mozos. Of course, the Mozos became an official brand this year, and we're excited that, you know, for everything they do with the Matadors.
Another over-the-top ball for Fort Worth, trying to get that to number 9. Matador. Clay Matador.
My son and I are watching from Paradise, Texas, says Brad. Marshall watching in Atlanta, Georgia. Jesse saying Chico, Texas. I don't think I've ever heard of Chico, Texas. Suzanne watching from England, cheering on RB Adam Thompson. Love that you're watching, Suzanne. And then Tiffany saying season ticket holder. Hashtag awesome. Watching from Round Rock. Something awesome's happening here, Evan Howard. Barely able to get a foot on that, John. And it kind of spun out right there. And again, Matador faithful getting excited as they see more chances arising for this offense.
They're knocking on the door. They're getting into the attacking third. More importantly, getting into the box. Just doesn't go the way that Evan wants it.
Samantha watching 2 a.m. from Wales.
Hey!
Number 8. Of course, that's Jack Pascoe, the signature stag man of the match in the last game. Something we'll have to do again in this game is to give another signature stag man of the match.
If I had to go prematurely for this one.
Dude, that'd be way premature, but let's hear it.
Give it to Rodriguez right now. Just pressing the attack, anchoring the defense on the left side of the field.
Right.
So see a good run here. Saad getting into position.
Yep.
As he drops back.
And the way they're able to dribble the ball and but able to maneuver their way through traffic has been really fun to see tonight. And it's from both sides as well. I feel like the dribbling has been pretty elite.
As you see right there, more from Will. Oh, not a good switch.
Yeah, he thought something. He thought a guy was going to be cutting there on that far right side. Instead, it'll be a throw-in for the guys in all yellow. Yeah, Janine Sanders in the comment there. Yeah, John's been saying it all game. They look like bananas.
Banana kits.
Julia saying watching from Sweden, and then watching from Springtown, Texas. Vamonos Vaqueros from Cassandra. Love the comments from both sides coming in.
We're here for everybody.
We're here for the fans.
Yeah, we're here for everybody. Lone Star Conference, home, away, doesn't matter. We're glad you're tuning in.
Yep, John's a fan. I know that. He's a big fan. He follows all of the Lone Star Conference in the Squatty app that we got.
You telling me you don't?
I'll be real with you. I follow the Matadors. But outside of that, yeah, like this last week when the Matadors weren't able to play in Denton, yeah, I was following along, seeing who was playing and what the scores were looking like.
We'll have an update at halftime, too, thanks to Squatty.
Yeah, well, there you go. Matadors trying to put some pressure there.
Right idea. Not on the same page, though. You can see he wanted it on his feet.
Yeah, it was Lago Luis. I like how they're using him more tonight. I feel like the Matadors haven't seen a lot of them using Luis as they're getting into the box.
I mean, he's quite literally a center point to sit behind the 16-yard box, funneling into either either Evan in the middle or Will on the outside, or Saad on his right side.
Joe saying DFW for me. Vamonos Matadors. Hey, there you go. Got somebody from the DFW rooting on for the guys in red. Of course, you're kind of partial to him.
He could easily be a Diablos fan, but he's not.
Yeah, he roots for the Matadors. Of course, Joe is John's brother.
Oh,
it's a physical play there, yeah. See Adonis Igawe there coming up, and he was battling for that ball, and that's what you want to see, and that's what Coach told us coming in tonight. We don't want to give up on it because, we want to go fight for every ball.
Kind of had to chill it down a little bit on the training ground this past week, but yep, you want to see that, and it's a collective mindset from everybody, not just him. You're going to see the physicality just be turned up a little bit more. Fort Worth kind of struggled with that last week with Brownsville. I see Lubbock just dialing it in already as we approach the 22nd minute.
We salute you. That's one of my favorite ones as well from the Mozos as they continue to cheer on tonight.
Talked about the center point going way outside too now. Controlling the pace, switching the field.
Yeah, they're trying to hit Adonis right there.
Misread by Diego there.
Going back to some of the comments here on the YouTube live stream. Sharon De Silva saying, "Go Matadors," watching live from Australia, the Aussie. I like it. Joe, up the boys, Salama and Pasco, watching from Colorado Springs.
Hey.
Steven saying, "Let's go Matadors, Newcastle, UK." And this is awesome. Cheering on Jake B from Mansfield, said that guy, don't know how to say the rest of that, but okay, I like it. Thank you for interacting with us tonight. I think that's one of the best things we do on our games, John, is we're getting to read these.
The fans love it. We were at the pregame earlier just kind of talking with everybody. They love
it.
Great contact there, preventing the play from happening. Don't get a little too carried away with that. But yeah, we were just talking about how, people love interacting with us. The fact that we actually see the comments and we actually acknowledge them. There's a difference between seeing them and actually acknowledging them.
Right, knowing they're there, and I don't know, people love hearing their name on it too. I think that's the cool thing.
That was me.
That was me. I said that. You know I did.
Fort Worth not getting many chances to actually press their attack offside or a flagrant, a foul that's just inadvertent, slowing their attack down.
The winner of tonight's match, John, will be able to jump up into the standings. If somebody is able to come away with 3 points, you can go from 8th in the Lone Star to 5th in one win, and so both of these teams are going to give everything they got.
We're the only ones thinking that, though.
No, you know that, yeah.
Coach talked about it.
I feel like we're always the ones thinking about that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I think everybody else is, but Coach, it's in the back of his mind. He's like, yeah, it's great if we get a win and we move up the ranks, but
you just want to get a win.
It's stringing it together is what he wants. He wants consistency and the positivity as the ball gets into the box there.
Yeah, Pascal get him there with the left leg. Firing on goal, and that's going to do it. G-O-A-L, goal! Lago Luis with his left foot goes top shelf and puts it in. That happens in the 24th minute, and the Matadors strike first.
We talked about him being the center point, pushing the attack, getting everyone involved, getting into the box. Great dribble around. Defender just loses his feet.
Oh, that's right foot.
Little bit of a hesitation there as he puts the ball up for 90. Top bins for Luis.
You can't give him that much space, right? Even a yard from the football field is too much space. The confidence he had right there to fire it and put it in, he gets his first goal of the season. Here's another look at it from a different camera angle. That is outstanding. Iago Luis. Well done in the comments. Tiffany saying goal. Absolutely. Matadors jumping out first today, and they've been doing that this season, John. They've been a really good team that gets the lead and jumps out first. Now they want to hold on to it.
Coach knows this. The players know this from top to bottom, all the way to the reserves, too. Yeah, great, we're up. But they've seen leads like this dissipate, especially 2-0 leads as foul in the play there.
Right. Of course, we're seeing some new people in the 11 today, and I kind of like it. You're seeing it firsthand how it's kind of playing out, right? Is the new style of attack that they got is there is a player down right there.
Pop back up.
Yeah,
That's
physicality is elevating here, and you like that.
Rub some turf pellets on it. You'll be all right.
Actually, you know what? During our football games, it's no longer turf pellets.
What is it?
It is little wood chips. They do that so it keeps cool, but they also like trim them down to where they can't stab you or like poke you in the eye or anything.
So it's like
good.
just ground?
It's like ground pellets of wood.
Oh.
And it's supposed to keep it like 10 degrees cooler.
Well, they need it. It's pushing high 90s today. That breeze is coming in, but you don't really feel it too much.
No, we were sweating down there.
Just walking back and forth between here and the pregame party.
Got a free kick here by John Gale. Or Gall, one of the two. G-A-L-L.
Gall.
We're going to go with Gall. See what he's got. Looks like he's going to approach it with his left foot here. Going towards the middle of the box, headed out by the Matador defense. That was a low strike right there, John.
A little bit driven. Again, you don't want the wind to whip it too much around, but yeah, great driven cross there as it got right into the middle of the box on his man.
That was a signature stack corner kick right there. They just quickly got it back out. Signature stack, your one-stop man shot. The Vaqueros resetting here. After being in some dangerous spots right there, they could have done some damage.
Counter opportunity for Lubbock. Oh, great recovery there. And guess who? Francisco Jaramillo.
Mm-hmm. Joe saying, what a strike, top bins. It was. And again, you know, we kind of alluded to it at the start of the broadcast about the kind of sauce that Adonis, when he fires it or I go or he fires it, they put some juice on it, and we saw it there.
It paid
sauce
off.
And juice, man, all of the stuff.
Put the lemon on there, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But no, that's just training ground stuff. Realizing your situations. Coach was talking about playing hard 11v11s in training. Another foul there. Playing hard 11v11s there in training this week. More of a chance to do that since you didn't have the game in Denton.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amazing for them to get out there and just kind of get a free-flowing practice going. And it's obviously paying dividends right now, up 1-0.
Looking at some of the, another one of these comments. Kayla said, I'm watching an hour away from Lubbock in Sudan, home of the Hornets. I have to say, you called the Bananas, and one of y'all said, I like the Bananas. Well, I got to say, I love the Red Bulls. Okay, the Red Bulls, I like it. I'm a little slow there. I apologize, Kayla. Took me a second to think about it. That's the game changer, dude. Didn't have, of course, tonight's community partner are Boots and Badges and 555. You can support these organizations by buying tickets at LubbockMatadors.com and using the promo code BOOTS and 555 at checkout. Of course, they had their game tonight, the annual police department versus fire department game, John, and the three-peat happened.
Shout out to John Ryan, a friend of mine, playing for fire department.
They played well once again, the fire department. I don't know the final score, I'll be honest with you, but I do know that the fire department took the victory.
I believe it was 6-0.
I knew it was kind of one-sided. But the fire department, they have a deep roster, right? And they played really well. John's looking up the score, of course. It looks like we have a hydration break.
It was 5-0, excuse me.
5-0, okay. Of course, hydration breaks are brought to you by United Express. Shout out to United Express for taking care of our guys during these hydration breaks. And another thing we want to give a shout out to is tonight's match is presented by Alliance Credit Union. Alliance Credit Union has served the South Plains community with lower rates and fewer fees for the last 83 years, and we're just getting started. Join the mission and enjoy the benefits of owning your financial future. Alliance is for people, not for profit. So, John, we're at the 30-minute mark of the first half, and we get a 15-minute report. Let's give a 30-minute report. Not much has changed besides the scoreboard saying 1-0, right?
The only thing, the differential separating the two teams, shots on goal, and Lubbock has more. Fort Worth does not, and that's surprising because they actually like to run. Again, I said this in pre-match. They like to run downhill, as you see their keeper, actually, Burkle, talking to his defense, figuring out assignments, who needs to switch. But again, they like to run downhill, and they're not getting enough chances. Credit to Lubbock's defense, though, for that.
The chances that the Matadors have had, I can think of 3 off the top of my head where they were in the box, fired on goal, and had a chance to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. Of course, the goalkeeper, as we've seen in the comments here, has a huge support, and he's been playing really well for the Vaqueros to start.
Burkle back in the lineup, didn't play in the last match, serving a suspension. Also precautionary, too, since he messed up his orbital bone, had a fracture in his nose. Not wearing a mask tonight as he was in the first matchup against Lubbock. But you see him just being extremely communicative right now with his team. At least we can see him.
Of course, your next home game for the Lubbock Matadors is Saturday, June 22nd at 7:30 p.m. against CF10 Houston. Tickets are on sale now at LubbockMatadors.com. You want your face in the place. You know, we're so grateful that people tune in and watch our games on YouTube or on My Lubbock TV, but there's nothing like having your face in the place and getting the chance to watch these guys and be a part of the atmosphere and seeing the action firsthand.
You're afraid of it being hot? I mean, it's going to cool down. The game started at 7:30.
Right.
You're going to get the vibes. You're going to get the vibes as you see the Mozos cheering. You hear them all the time. From minute 0 to minute 90 plus.
Yeah, they don't ever turn around either. That's what I love about it. They have no that. You think he sees it on the video board? What's happening?
Oh, he has to, absolutely.
Yeah. Matadors going to clear that one out as the Vaqueros are pressing here. They'll go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Vaqueros.
You want to see a little bit more chance creation if you're a Fort Worth fan, and if you're a player too. The guys are getting into space, but they're just holding the ball. And like I said, in one of the keys to victory, be a little bit more decisive on the ball. Make sure you're getting your passes through. Don't second guess it. Just kind of go with it.
Right. You know, they had to make another tough decision this week as Howard gets flipped over and grabbing his head right now. And there's another yellow card given to the team in all yellow. This yellow card is presented by Alliance Federal Credit Union for people, not for profit. Evan Howard did a full, you'll see it here. He gets completely flipped over.
Howard trying to knock the ball on, get around the defender as he just gets upended, and I believe that was...
If he doesn't get upended right there, though, he had the step on that defender, John.
Absolutely.
He would have been around him.
Maybe a chance on goal, too, and we've seen Howard get deadly when he gets near the net. Number 14 created the foul there.
Right, Iago Luis and Kodai Kobayashi out there with this free kick.
That was Orson on the foul.
Okay. You know, going through some of the stats on the NPSL website is Kobayashi goes for the header here, right corner, and it's caught by the goalkeeper. One thing that stood out in those statistics on the NPSL website, John, was the amount of yellow cards that have been given this year. Of course, like I've been saying, Alliance Credit Union is our sponsor for gold cards this season. The team in gold has had a lot of them this year, and it's been balanced. It's been almost everybody on their roster has seemed to have gotten a yellow card this year, and they already have 2 tonight. Does that mean they play physical?
Yeah, it has more to do with the physicality than mentality for sure, but you want that team to challenge, and of course you have Evan Howard streaking in, trying to get the ball knocked into the net. You got to do something to try to stop him. Obviously, you're not trying to hurt the player.
Right.
But of course, you want to make it as physical, and you want to contest as much as possible.
Most of the time, it happens on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Right, because you're battling, you're trying to win the ball.
As Lubbock wins the ball there, great switch to the edge.
By Luis. And running
Good
in.
Footwork by Saad.
Firing it, just too strong. Saad Faiz, a guy that's become a fan favorite here.
Oh, yeah,
He has been a huge part of the things that they have done successfully the start of this season.
He's having fun in the community events, hanging out with the kids. He did a great job at the clinics that they had earlier this month. Definitely becoming a fan favorite. And he's just a friendly guy.
Absolutely. And, of course, talk about the coaching clinic stolen away there by Adonis.
Howard looking for the 1-2
Howard
there.
looking for him. I'm standing up as he fires on goal. Going back for it right there. The official reaching in his pocket, and I'm watching. Making sure everybody's all right. Adonis Igwe leading his case. You see the yellow card in his right hand by the official. And it's going to be given to the Lubbock Matadors. Adonis Igwe is going to get the yellow card. Of course, yellow cards are presented by Alliance Credit Union for people not profit. John, I think once again it was just him being a little late to the party there.
Yeah, Igwe kind of getting that shot off a little bit too early, and that created, hey, I got to try to scramble for the ball and get it back.
When you see it being deflected off the goalkeep, you love how he wants to go get it, right? But you got to think, there's a defender right there. You can't slide for it.
Yeah, you admire the aggression there as we see it again on the replay.
Yeah, it goes off the goalkeep.
Great stop there. Late challenge.
I love watching him dive for it too.
You just got to kind of get back up. I mean, you got the yellow. Okay, fine. Be a little bit more careful. Just keep the aggression contained.
Right. Luis, fancy footwork right there as he crosses it over. Official is telling him to get back and kick it over there. Daniel saying, I'm watching from Fort Worth. Even if I'm a Denton Diablo supporter, he likes the score bug.
Hey!
I like it too. I'm not going to lie. I love the car inside of the bottom part of it for Mears Mazda Volvo, as they are our broadcast sponsor. And we're so grateful for all of our community supporters. You see them, the signs around the soccer pitch, and it tells you that Lubbock is all in on this team as well.
It's growing the community. It's making sure, again, I talked about Saad being a fan favorite at the clinics and at the meet and greets, reading to the kids, taking Notorious out there, our mascot.
Right. Notorious is everywhere.
Great ball there, delivered on the inside seam.
Yeah, talking about being everywhere. The Matadors are all over it on the offensive side of the field, and that's gonna, I think it's gonna be a throw in there for the Lubbock Matadors. It was just on the right side of the pole.
Right idea there, trying to send it in, but right place, right time with Burkle.
He continues to deflect the ball, be a part of every play, but eventually, I'm going to quote your brother Joe, if you continue to attack, eventually the wall will come crumbling down, right? Because
oh no,
you'll get the right opportunity.
Not good for Fort Worth, as you see Jacob Burkle just holding his face. And again, we talked about the injuries that he had. It's just, I can't remember if it was the right eye or not, but again, talking to the training staff out there, it's something you want to be precautious with for sure, especially with someone's vision on the line.
He was rubbing his right ear right there, communicating with the training staff for the Lubbock Matadors. Of course, you know, it takes a village, and we want to give a shout out to the training staff that's out here taking care of all the guys.
Keeping them hydrated, keeping them fit, making sure no one's overexerting themselves. Part of that program actually is getting one of our guys back in, Luis, one of our favorites.
Yep. Here's your throw in here. See the goalkeeper still out there, ready to roll. The throw in is here by Will Rodriguez.
Burkle's tough.
Yeah, if I had a broken face, I don't know if I would be. Rodriguez crossing it. Luis has it, firing on goal, and that's it again. Goal! Goal Matadors! Luis, back to back. He had his first in the 24th minute. Give him another one in the 38th. That's big time, dude.
Good touches, maintaining possession and control in the box. Gets Luis another one. He's got his brace.
Big time players show up in big time games, and he's showing up tonight.
I like to note for the record, I picked him for man of the match. I know it was only 15 minutes in. I talked about him being a pivotal point, literally a fulcrum. I just want to get that out there.
He is humbly reminding us that he picked it early. I like it.
There's nothing humble about me.
Oh.
Not just kidding.
I think we're a pretty humble group of guys up here. Luis losing his feet right there.
And of course, in the postgame, we get to talk to our players, coach and the player for the postgame show. Stick around for that.
Right. You know what, and I appreciate that too. We talked about elevating the game with halftime interviews in the postgame. The officials talking to Salama right there. I think that post-game interview, win or lose, to me, especially with how the last 2 games have ended and Coach Misaraka coming and talking to us, to me, that speaks volumes to his character.
Even when the chips are down, basically, he didn't have to take time out of his night to talk to us. Last week, he did. The previous game, first match of the season, too, the result wasn't what he wanted, and he still took time to talk to us. And he shifts gears. He knows when to be intense, when to be, I'm going to be for the team, for the players, for the announcers. I like that he does that.
Bunch of let's goes coming into the comment. Joe saying nasty work.
Absolutely nasty work.
Yeah, we're seeing the creativity, and that to me, whenever the teams are showing their creativity, that's when they're starting to glue together.
They're playing a little bit loose, a little bit more relaxed, but again, Lubbock still has it in the back of their mind, at least I do. You're up 2-0, but you've blown a 2-0 lead before.
You have. You want this, if you're the Matadors, you want this to be your coming out party, like, hey, we're here.
You still got time as we just approach the 41st minute. Fort Worth can still get back into this game. Their passing is starting to put it together a little bit more. The defense just needs to hold up to help elevate the attack. As you see, a higher press. Jaramillo, again, just everywhere, all over the place. He has a motor.
John, we have it on our graphic and our bug.
Evan just let that one go away from him. He was posting up, if you want to use a basketball term. He had his back to the defender and easily could have peeled around him, just kind of let it get away from him.
Did they call offsides on that goal, John? Because we have it at 1-0 on the big board, and the whole comment section here is saying they believe it was offsides.
It was, because if I remember correctly, Burkle just played it off the spot and just kind of ran with it. So it might not be 2-0.
Yeah, because they didn't recenter.
The point stands. You're up still, yes, but you want to keep the pressure if you're a Matadors fan.
I got a little excited on the call. I apologize to the fans. I'm good for it at least once a game, though, right? Getting a little too hyped. Howard there trying to get past the defender. A little jersey tug, and out comes the yellow card. That is the 3rd yellow card tonight for the Vaqueros. Of course, yellow cards are presented by Alliance Credit Union for people not for profit. And John, if the Alliance Credit Union here in town gave out red and yellow cards, and it was the perfect night for every fan in the stands to have a yellow card because we're seeing a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, easily. Could have just flashed that one. We check it here on the replay. Evan getting physical, just couldn't get around. Yeah, a little bit
you see the jersey tug.
A little bit of a tug there.
So thank you to the comment section, though, on YouTube for letting us know. Y'all are right. Scores 1-0. The second goal by Igo Luiz in the 38th minute will be offsides.
Caution there for Constant. I didn't think it warranted a yellow.
You think he's
they want to be physical. Let them be physical.
Just trying to keep control of the game, maybe?
I understand that part of it, for sure.
Here's Rodriguez going to the center. Man, that's got to hurt your head, right?
If you hit it wrong.
2 Matadors trying to go after this. Adonis Igawe saves it. Luis gathers it here. Fancy footwork. That was a 2-on-1, and he was able to keep it alive. Jack Pasco with it.
Great turn there. Great control. Reset your pace. Get in position. Great job by Fort Worth getting back defensively. What looked like could have been a cross situation for Lubbock. Didn't turn out for that. Amazing footwork there again.
Yeah, Luis here on the middle.
Good through ball.
Here's Adonis Igawe crossing it to the middle, and there it is. Jack Pasco was home for it. Golazo Matadors. This time they weren't offsides, and that will do it in the 44th minute. The Matadors are up 2-0. John, it just took 6 minutes of refreshing after the offsides goal. But the Matadors continue to find seams and continue to put pressure on this Vaqueros team.
Great work by Igawe. You didn't see it in the replay. Pascal sitting unmarked, uncontested as the ball just gently approaches his foot. All he had to do was stick his foot out. It's in the back of the net. 2-0 to the Matadors.
They're saying this is not a grudge match, but you can feel the intensity by the Matadors. They want to taste the victory, but now up 2-0. They don't want to repeat a story that we saw just a few weeks ago.
Great job by the crew getting us our replay there. You saw Pascal just kind of sneaking around, uncontested. And And now we get our reset. There you go, 2-0 as the smoke billows.
That's one of my new favorite things that they debuted last year over at Lubbock Cooper Stadium is the smoke bombs after the goals, and they do a lot of cool things with the Lubbock Matadors.
Oh, the Mozos.
They're elite.
They're gonna. We talked about who was it?
They understand what it takes to be a big club. Oh,
Fort Worth support team. The
Fire.
The Hellfire.
I think so. Yes, the Hellfire.
I like seeing that intensity from. They're not necessarily hooligans. They're not getting into fights, something like that. None of that. None of that nonsense. But I love seeing support like that for clubs.
2-0 for real this time. Nasty work, says Joe. Douglas Apaya, great build up to that goal. Patience with 3 exclamation points. Whoa, a little shove there on the goal keep as we
Lubbock's
are quickly back on it. Here's the counter for Lubbock.
Great speed getting back for Fort Worth right there.
Great job by Pasco putting the brakes on it and being able to reset it. Great footwork, says Jay in the comments. Brad, well-deserved. Lubbock playing much better tonight. Brad, I read a comment there. Appreciate you, man. He's been having some fun in the comment section with the Matador faithful tonight. Joe, yep, it was a perfect build-up off the dribbling in the corner. Daniel saying Panther City Hellfire with a smiley face.
Evans onside here as he approaches
here it
the
is,
box.
yep.
Oh.
Deflected off of the goal keep.
You gotta finish that. We've seen him be lethal from 10 yards out.
Almost definitely, and I would say 90% of the time he puts that in the back of the net, but again, tip your cap to the goalkeeper on making yourself big and deflecting off of there. Here's your replay.
Jacob Burkle is class. A class defender. Nice little first touch right there to get set up.
Oh, it went off his face. John, in that replay, it went off his face, and of course, he's been battling a face injury, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's rough. He's feeling that one. But at the same time, he's grateful that it went off his face, probably.
He's an Iron Man for sure. I said it earlier. He's tough. That kid is tough. As we're in extra
Steven
time.
saying, you guys are so fun to listen to. Thank you, Steven.
Oh, thanks. As we're in extra time, second minute. 4 minutes of extra time for those wanting to know.
Yes, of course. They have that 4th official down there giving the signs this year, and I like it. I like it a lot. We talk about elevating the game. They're elevating it here.
Again, you're up 2-0, but you don't want to get ahead of yourself. Keep a centered approach. Be mindful of where you're at. Yes, you are up. Do not play too loose, but do not play too conservative.
Streaming for today's game is brought to you by Mears Mazda Volvo, Lubbock's locally owned luxury dealership since 1971. Our focus is on our clients. We want them to enjoy their experience and find the vehicle that's right for them, and ultimately be glad they came to Mears. Another yellow card.
Unnecessary from Will there.
So Will Rodriguez will get credit for the yellow card. Of course, yellow cards are presented by Alliance Credit Union for people not for profit. Here's your instant replay of it, John.
They already blew the whistle. They called the foul there. Just get back on. You need somebody like Will. Rodriguez has been instrumental in the attack. Finally get down the left side of the field. You don't need anything silly like that.
Number 12.
So, John, how many total yellow cards do we have so far here tonight? Because I feel like we should have had an over-under line going for tonight.
We have 4. The discipline's not been that terrible. But
we only have 4?
Yeah, only 4. Believe it or not.
I feel like we got to be at 6.
Well, we've had a lot of fouls, a handful of fouls.
Right.
But again, it's not a revenge match for either of these sides. But you want to keep it in control if you're the officials.
See Fort Worth here, trying to get something going in these last few extra minutes. Of course, coming your way at halftime, we're going to have Maylee Brown, the Vice President of Marketing with Alliance Credit Union. She'll come up here and join me in the booth. And we're excited to have her up here. Show her how big time the Matadors are. Of course, they've done a lot of great things for the Matadors and the Lubbock community. And so here's our great chance to get to speak with her. But, John, that's going to do it for the first half. Extra time's over. And Lubbock is on top 2-0. Rather, 2-0. John, thoughts on first half?
Excellent. I mean, it's a complete 180 for Lubbock Matador fans. Lubbock Matador team in general has just looked on top of it, not letting off the gas. For Fort Worth, the spark's there. The chances are there. You just need to get that final pass in there to get into the final third. We know they can shoot, and they've already tested the keeper before. You want to see more of that, though, in the second half.
The Matadors scored a lot of goals in training this week. We're seeing it kind of bleed over into the game. They say you practice like you play. Matadors looking pretty sharp in the first half, but can they go the full distance? Can they play 90, 95, or 100 minutes? We're about to see halftime coming your way on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube right after this.
Why do we grow? We do it for family. We do it for friends. We do it for new homes. We do it for a brighter future. We grow for you. We are Alliance Credit Union, and we grow for people, not profit.
Road and Track calls Mazda a unique blend of quality, reliability, and style. But what we'd really like to know is, what will you say?
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Mears Mazda.
And with that, we are back. It is 2-0. The Matadors are on top, and they were playing a great brand of soccer heading into this halftime break. But now we are here with Maylee Brown, the VP of Marketing with Alliance Federal Credit Union. Maylee, first of all, I know you're over the moon excited to be here, but we
Super
are grateful
excited
for everything that you guys do for us.
Thank you. We're excited to be a partner. Alliance is always looking for ways to be in front of our community and the people that we serve, so this was a great fit for us.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is for people, not for profit. We say that a lot during the games, but tonight y'all gave the fans yellow cards, and there has been so many yellow cards, and it's been really fun to see tonight.
It is fun. That was a Dustin McCorkle idea. We thought that would be a really fun way to get our brand in front of people, and they use it, so that's great.
And of course, y'all do so many things for our community and for the Lubbock Matadors. And a big reason why Notorious is here today and the mascot of the Lubbock Matadors is because of you guys. Talk about y'all's role with the Lubbock Matadors.
Yeah, so Dustin came to us and presented the idea of us presenting or being the sponsor for Notorious's. Well, this was before Notorious had a name even. This was just an idea that he had, and I jumped on board. I thought it was exciting.
and he's gone to schools, he's
Yes.
been to events, you name it. Notorious has been there, and Alliance has been a part of it as well.
That's right.
Why is it important that to y'all that y'all get involved with clubs like the Matadors and be involved in the community?
So we're a not-for-profit financial cooperative, and that just means that we do banking a little bit differently than traditional financial institutions. Credit unions get to be really community forward and involved, and this is a great way to be doing that.
I share a story often on the air when we talk about Alliance and all, because we get to talk about you guys a lot during the games, which is really awesome. I share the story a lot about how I got a credit card through you guys, through an account, built credit, and now I have a lot of great things that I can do because I've had good credit because of you guys. And so talk about how people can get involved with you guys, and if they want information from you guys, where they can get it.
Okay, so you can stop by any one of our 9 locations, and we'd be happy to help you with anything like that. I'm super glad to hear that you were able to build your credit in that way.
Awesome.
That's a super good way to raise your credit score if you're looking for it. And we're into financial education, so that's a big part of what we do in our community. If you're looking for more information on what we do in the community or just as a financial institution, you can go to alliancecutx.com.
You know, and I was 17 years old when I did that, and me today, I've been able to buy cars. I've been able to do what I've been wanting to do because I was able to establish credit. And John is over here saying he did the same thing as well, and
Perfect.
So it's really cool. You guys soccer fans at Alliance? Have you become soccer fans?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Kind of all in on it?
I know nothing, and I'm always laughed at, but we love the Matadors.
Hey, I'll tell you what, John laughs at me every week during the games, and I think that's what makes it fun is that we're out here and we're involved and we're getting to be a part of this.
That's right.
And we're so thankful for everything that you do for the community and for the Lubbock Matadors. Do you want to say anything else just about being a part of this club and everything you get to do for us?
We're just excited to be here. It's been a good community outreach situation. Notorious is in front of a lot of students and in schools, and it's a part of our financial education. It fits really good with our mission, and we're excited.
For people, not for profit.
That's right.
That is the Alliance Federal Credit Union, Maylee Brown, the VP of Marketing. We're so grateful for what you guys do for us. I just want to make sure I stress that enough, that you guys do so much for us, and we're so grateful for Alliance. So we'll be back right after this on My Lubbock TV and on the Lubbock Matadors YouTube channel. Maylee Brown was here joining us moments ago, and we're grateful that you're joining us here tonight on the call. We'll be back with more Halftime Show right after this.
Why do we grow? We do it for family. We do it for friends. We do it for new homes. We do it for a brighter future. We grow for you. We are Alliance Credit Union, and we grow for people, not profit.
The hunger to win is fueled by a chance to compete and the thrill of the action. The cheers from the crowd energize our team and push them on to victory. Whether it's the pre-game excitement of tailgating or the post-game euphoria of winning celebrations, United Supermarkets always brings an A-game to your party. From kickoff to tip-off and the final buzzer to the last out, United Supermarkets is proud to feed the competitive spirit.
Hey, Mom.
Mazda.
Mazda.
Mazda. The Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Mears Mazda.
We've got unfinished business.
Unfinished business. Yeah, 1 half to go. The business is not finished, and the Matadors look to finish tonight as they are up 2-0 at the halftime break. Devin Wood here alongside John Bocanegra. We were talking moments ago. We do want to thank Alliance one more time for coming up here and talking with us because they are for people and not for profit. But John, an electric first half. The Matadors really finding their groove in that last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half.
Goal in the 25th minute, Luis getting right on the mark, showing off the fancy footwork, and again, Pascal scoring in the 44th, and Lubbock just applying the pressure. Pretty much onslaught is what was on the mind before coming into the game. Not necessarily for revenge purposes, but more importantly to establish an identity, and that's what they're doing tonight.
We were talking about things that went well in that first half moments ago, and I thought something that went well was only one mess up by me the whole first half.
It's not about you, Devin.
I know. But we all thought it was a goal. We thought it was a goal by a second one by Igo Luis, but it was an offside, or not an offsides. No, it was offsides.
It was an offside.
And the YouTube comment section called me out, which I'm grateful for because you guys keep me honest, so thank you.
But what's not going anyone's way, at least if you're a Vaqueros fan, got to get the ball in the back of the net. They were able to attack Brownsville last week with all the pace, all the shots. They had 20 in the first half alone. And you're seeing less of it tremendously tonight, thanks to Lubbock's defense. But you want to see more of the build-up. You want to get into that attacking third with – they tried to attack over the top. They tried to do through balls, 1-2s down the line. None of it is working, but you want to see more of that effort there, and they just stopped passing altogether to get into the attacking third.
Do you think the Matadors changing their formation and their motto tonight, putting the best 11 out there on the pitch, kind of changed the way the Vaqueros were looking at them tonight? Because in all the film, they hadn't seen this 4-3-3. They had seen a different formation. Do you think that could have thrown them off a bit? A
little bit, only because it was a morphing formation. So you start off with 4 in the back, but it kind of turns into a different type of shape with 3 in the back. You have 2 more on the wings, just kind of funneling pressure, getting the ball out, getting the ball up quickly, too. I think kind of keeping Fort Worth on their heels, too. Look for them to find their defensive shape. If you want another key to victory just going into the second half, look for them to keep their defensive shape and to kind of get the passing lanes more exposed, more open.
John giving you some good stuff. He's the X's and O's, and I'm the Jimmy and Joes. Shout out to your family. Also, shout out to the new wardrobe that we seen here tonight with the Lubbock Matadors. Shout out to Amber over there, Lubbock ICTV Wall of Honor member.
Oh, yeah?
But she got a new hat for the Lubbock Matadors. I love the logo on the side. It's the upside-down Matador. Stealing it from Dallas, correct?
The cream-colored red trim. This looks fantastic.
It looks great. You can get yours at LubbockMatadors.com or at the games because they have an awesome booth here or at their location off of Buddy Holly. 1702A, I believe.
That is correct.
Put me on the spot, and I nailed it.
You got it. Hey, you stuck the landing.
I did, for once. You know, every now and then the sun shines on the dog. The dog got it right there. It might have been the studio lights that got it.
Speaking of sun shining, it's going Lubbock's way right now. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, though. Again, Lubbock has blown 2-0 leads before. Look for them to keep up the pressure. I think Coach Michalaka just kind of getting them to settle down a little bit. His halftime speech probably included something along the lines of, hey, we're here, but we've also been here before. We've also blown it before, so make sure to keep your intensity high, but don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, that was a quote from Coach Misaraka that John said right there, that it's not all sunshines and rainbows, right? Because he talked about to us on the coach's show, right? Because if you think it's always sunshines and rainbows, something's wrong, right? You can always find something to coach up, to nitpick, to find something to grow on, and you know he found that, and that's a job as a coach to be able to do that, right?
He knows his guys. I mean, it took a while for them to gel together. You talked earlier about around the 4th match days when you kind of get everything together, you kind of see what your team is made of. They look like a completely different team for Lubbock.
They look like a confident team.
Oh, they do, absolutely. Up 2-0, going into the next 45. Confidence is there for sure.
Do you think having a week off will do that to you, where you've practiced, and you were scoring goals in practice on an elite goalkeeping Salama and, of course, Garcia? Do you think that kind of helps build confidence a little bit?
I think it does. And, again, we were talking about how Salama kind of leads the charge for the goalkeepers. Even if it's practice and one kind of just sneaks in past him, he does not appreciate any of that. You're getting 100% effort on the training ground, and it's giving dividends right now, up 2-0.
So looking at some of the comments here on YouTube, thank you again to everybody watching on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube tonight. Of course, we are on both platforms, and we love being a part of the TV platform because that's a whole new audience that gets to see our broadcast, and so we're thankful to Gray TV for negotiating a deal. But, you know, John, I'm looking at some of the comments here, and one of them's from Suzanne. So far, it feels like I'm watching a different team. They're organized and working hard.
Oh, absolutely. I had something to finish there, but I mean, I don't want to reiterate the points I already made. Again, you're seeing them confident on the ball, taking their time, and then when they get into the attacking third, just applying the pressure.
Michael Salazar, a guy that's always in the comment section, coming back in tonight saying, hey, Matador family, here in the stands tonight.
Hey!
You'll love to hear it. You love to hear it. And we're back underway here. Second half action. Live from Lowry Field at Plains Capital Park. We're grateful that you're here tonight. The Matadors getting the ball, but poked away from the team in yellow. The Vaqueros. What kind of adjustments do you think they made?
You see with 2 in the back there, they're looking to kind of feed the ball upfield. Stronger midfield will help you do that. Oh, man, Jaramillo with the wheels. Just trying to get to the edge as quickly as possible. Again, they're trying to push the pace is what they want.
And we saw that in like the first 5 minutes of the match, but I think the Matadors dominated the next 40 minutes, would you say?
Hard domination. You still had balls getting in either over the top or a quick little through ball getting into the box for Fort Worth.
Right.
You want to see more of that as they take it to the corner here to the edge. Throw-in opportunity here for Fort Worth. But you want to see more of that. You want to see, again, those passing lanes open up. You want to see more shots on goal for sure. This team is capable of doing it too.
Oh, 100%.
Not to bring up old history. I don't want to be a plumber bringing up old stuff.
Is that what plumbers do?
You know what I mean.
Oh.
But
I'm not very smart, John.
Fort Worth was down 2-0 in the first matchup in Fort Worth, and it came back to tie the game. Again, you don't want to see Lubbock let off the gas if you're a Matadors fan.
Not one bit.
If you're the Vaqueros, you've been here before, so
yeah.
Don't forget that.
Well, and that, again, going back to our pregame conversation with Coach, he said, we're going to keep pushing no matter what. We'll call it off when the referees call it off. That's the mindset, right? He wants, it doesn't matter if his team's up 2-0, 6-0, doesn't matter. It's going to go until the referee blows the final whistle.
Great pick there, stealing it away. Again, slow, methodical build. Drop it back to your back line.
Slow and steady, winning the race.
Open up a little bit in the middle. I mean, again, slow until they get to the attacking third. Once Lubbock gets in the box,
it's go time.
Yep.
Evan Howard getting that one there. I think it was Luis was the one that poked it out. Howard going 1,000 miles an hour in heavy traffic, feet getting tangled up.
That's a semi running through there too.
Yeah, it's like a Mack truck. Watch out.
Howard did have a chance to kind of dump the ball off to the right side. You had Faiz getting into position with a good run.
Roger, going to your comment there, can we make the score banner on the screen a bit smaller? We can't tonight. We'll talk to the TV crew, though, about future matches and seeing if we can shrink it. I know it was a graphics package that we got, right?
Oh, yeah, fantastic new package for us, too.
Right, they got the yellow card graphic. They got the Mears Mazda there on the bottom.
We had our
really
pregame
cool
lineup graphics, all of it.
Yeah, and so we could talk to them, and we'll let her know, because, you know, number one thing is the fans. We're here for the fans. We're been able to do this because of the fans and the great support. And so with your feedback there, we'll be able to bring it to our management, and we'll talk with them. Let them know the bird is the word, and that is the graphic.
Injury. Oh, man. You don't want to see this again if it's Burkle as the training team.
Salama.
Oh, Salama. Excuse me.
Yes, that is the Matadors goalkeeper. And I was thinking moments ago when he gathered that in, John, that was one of the first times tonight, really, where he had to move and had to go get the ball. But it looks like he's looking at his left hip. And I believe 100% that's what's happening.
There's some magic spray out there going on. Football fans know what that's about.
I was thinking, you know, Space Jam, the first movie.
The
MJ's,
secret stuff?
Yeah, the secret stuff.
Nah, this is magic spray. This is, that stuff works.
Yep. What else works is tonight's matchup between your Lubbock Matadors and the Fort Worth Vaqueros is First Responders Investment Night presented by Alliance Credit Union. They did a special halftime recognizing Boots and Badges 555 and Dawson Strong presented by Alliance. I heard a $1,000 presentation happening, and I loved hearing that because that means it's more local companies giving back to other local companies and organizations and nonprofits.
That's excellent.
It's like our community is taking care of each other. That's what you love to see.
And it's easy to do that when you reciprocate, especially if you're Lubbock getting out there doing all these things.
Look at the speed on the Matadors getting back on the defensive end, crossing it to the middle. Missed kick there by Diego Vasquez. But if you're a Matador fan, you like that because when he whiffed on it, right, initially they were able to get the ball back, and they have it here. Fighting for position.
Evan just bodying.
Yeah, that is intense right there. He was blocking out. Getting it to Adonis Igawe. Here's your tempo, John.
Up tempo, getting into that attacking third. Saud with the ball. Going right down the line, good beat there.
Yeah, great ball movement. 1v1, firing it was Faez. Deflected off of a Vaquero.
Oh, dangerous challenge there.
Yeah, right in the box area. But back comes the team in yellow. From my perspective, they have even numbers. Crossing it, cleared out. They had a 4-on-4 battle right there, John. And if you're a Vaquero fan, you love seeing them get on the attack and seeing them in the counters and doing things.
Great job holding shape there on the back three for sure. You had two in position on the near post for Fort Worth. The ball was it was placed in the right spot. Even better by the defender there getting to it.
Here's a throw in here for Fort Worth. Got to see the back of my head real quick on the YouTube live stream. They took our camera over here.
Looking good, dude.
We did look good. I was thinking, man, you look good in that new Matador swag you got. Where'd you get it, John?
Right at the shop. They have pop-ups available every match day.
That's a nice shirt. Of course, you know, Puma is a major sponsor of the Matadors. They're on the kits. They're on all the swag, and it's a good look. Another cross to the middle. Fort Worth putting some pressure on here to start out the second half, John.
Clay Murador there with the cross. Great job getting down the line, turning your defender and putting the ball on the spot, not where he wanted it to, of course.
Head coach of Fort Worth is Tony Marola in his third year. Must have fired up his team at halftime.
Oh, absolutely. Just, again, they have chances. They are able to create more, and they're very potent at that, too, getting shots on goal.
Matadors trying to move the ball forward.
Great ball.
Oh, Howard to Saad Faiz. Faiz out front, a little too hard of a first kick there. And he knows that was a chance that could have been with the ball in the back of the net.
That one definitely got away from him. Heavy first touch there. Great ball by Evan. He missed a running opportunity for Faiz twice already in this half. Good job spotting him there.
He hit him there.
Great through ball. You see high pressure here from Fort Worth. The Banana Boys pushing up.
These guys are starting to get it together, John. You're seeing it. They're hitting each other on the spots, and they're attacking and getting more creative game by game.
Good ball there.
Yeah, great ball.
Running into space, you see Saad again over the
Going
top
out front
to Evan.
Howard. Howard turning it on with the left foot, firing, deflected, and it's going to be a signature stag corner kick. Signature stag, your one-stop man shop. Man, they're getting going here to start out the second half. Both teams getting equal touches. Offenses are coming out guns a-blazing. It looks like Jack Pasco is going to have the honors of kicking this corner kick.
This corner kick is brought to you by Signature Stag. Voted the best men's store in Lubbock. Signature Stag.
Of course, Pasco been electric tonight, and over the course of this season, he was the Signature Stag man of the match in this last match that Lubbock had. Can he do something special again here? A little hard, but Howard tried to head it in. And they're resetting here. Booting it back to Pasco.
Oh, nifty touch there down the line.
Yeah, getting creative. Get some separation from the defender.
Middle of the field seems to be open up for Lubbock a little bit more. A little overload action there from Fort Worth, just basically shifting all of your formation to the side where the ball is at.
And you saw that on that far side as the play was developing over there. Luis comes away with the ball here.
Great job on Lubbock spreading the field.
Faiz firing with the foot. Just a little too hard. I like the opportunity there He saw the window and he went for it. You love to see the intensity and trying to go for it there.
If you're Fort Worth, you don't love seeing all that space given up there. You can't allow Lubbock to get in the box like that because, again, you saw top bins earlier. I know that goal didn't count, but they can take those shots.
About to see our first substitution tonight. Of course, our substitutions are presented by Grease Monkey. There are no substitutions for you or your car. Go see them today off 102nd and Slide the Road. Some of the comments here on the YouTube Live. Again, grateful for everybody commenting on here and interacting with us. This is one of my favorite parts of doing these games, is getting to see who's watching and who's interacting with us. German Alvarado saying the assistant coach is my big brother. Yeah, Coach Alvarado, the assistant coach of the Matadors. And he looks like he could go out there and play right now. He's got his shorts and socks on, and he's ready to roll. Evan Howard down on the field right now. Here's an instant replay of what just happened. Looks like he accidentally took an elbow to the face.
Oof.
You know, in the moment where it's intense and you're right on top of each other, John, and you're trying to get the ball and get positioning, that kind of stuff will happen.
Inadvertent, of course. I mean, the guy's just trying to contest for the ball.
And he looks locked in now, too.
Oh, Howard, yeah, letting the official hear it. A little bit of jostling there. Your arm doesn't need to go that far up, especially Howard's a tall guy.
Yeah,
so
he's a tall glass of water, like standing at 6'5". If you're getting hit in the face with an elbow,
your arm's going up pretty wide.
You're getting that puppy up there.
Yeah.
There's no way my elbow can get that high. 5'8" warrior right here. Steven Alexandra saying, Matadors need to retain possession and work the ball wide. No width to create space, need more quality in. Thoughts on that, John?
Absolutely agree. Part of keeping that pressure, though, is that methodical approach.
Of course, we're coming to you live from Lowry Field at Plains Capital Park. And another great turnout tonight. I don't want an estimated number because I'm always wrong, but we're definitely in the thousands. So thank you to the Matador faithful for coming out tonight, supporting the guys in red. One that's going to stay with the Vaqueros.
Yeah, you're letting them contest earlier. I can see why getting hit in the face, Howard, earlier leads to a little bit more tender whistles, if you want to call it. Yeah, that one's a foul for sure. But I like to let him play.
Did you know that every game day includes the Matador Experience, where youth teams and organizations come and be a part of our game day experience through the official Ball Kids, Dream Team, and Team Tunnel? Well, we want to say welcome to all the LBK soccer players on the Lubbock Boys and Girls Club as they participated in our pregame activities tonight. To learn more about the Matadors Experience, visit our website, lubbockmatadors.com, to fill out an inquiry, and a Matadors representative will contact you. You know, John, going back to our coaches show that we had and talking about Matadors representatives, they have an army of interns that do a lot of great things. I learned that they only have 8 this year, and they did that. They narrowed it down, the team, because they wanted to make it hard to be an intern for the Matadors, because it's a great opportunity for our college students at LCU and Texas Tech to earn real industry experience and to have and Saad Faiz gathering that one in, sidestepping and firing on scores. What a goal! Went to his right side and dribbled it in. The Matadors are up 3-0. The Matador faithful are on their feet. And for the first time this year, this feels really good.
Saad, right side, right-footed dribble, small counter touch to the left, just getting that just enough space wide open. All you need is the length of the ball to get it in. And just magnificent footwork.
Yeah, I wanted to see another camera angle of it. Went right, went left, finished with the left, low to the right. Saad Faiz. Exemplary. There's your word of the night. The Matadors, and it's the depth of the Matadors. It's not one guy having himself a party tonight. They're spreading the wealth here.
You were talking about leading scorers for the Lone Star Conference earlier, and
I was, yep.
There's 3.
So that came in the 59th minute or 58th
58th,
minute?
in the 58th.
Okay. Appreciate you, John. I was getting all excited, and he was taking notes.
Coming way out. Oh, small little poke there. You got to get that out. Don't play with it. Corner kick there for...
Yep, signature stack corner kick. Signature stack, your one-stop man shop. The signature stack corner kick is for the Fort Worth Vaqueros, and they quickly just kick it in and go to work. Getting it to the middle right there. They had a lot of space right there in the middle, John.
I think that was Michael Grimm. Yeah, I think that was Michael Grimm.
Luis.
Putting his foot on it real quick, creating a counter opportunity for
the
Lubbock.
Matadors are once again quickly on the attack, and a little seam right there. Are they trying to get it back to Saad?
It looked like it.
They're hungry for more. And the Battle of the Horns is the team in red looking to continue the gas pedal down.
Coach Misaraka talked about it too. We can be up 2, we can be up 6. They're going to keep the pressure going until the whistle blows. It looks like a completely different Lubbock team. It really does.
You see the confidence. And, you know, we were talking with Coach Misaraka in the pregame interview as that goes off the side of the foot. Was that deflected, or did it go off the side of the foot?
No, that was a clearance right there by Salama.
Okay.
It took a wicked bounce.
It did. It went right, and I think it went off the side of his foot because it definitely had a spin on it.
Oh, it had all the curl.
Yeah.
Unnecessary curl. But, hey, you just got to get it out at that point. Foul there for Fort Worth.
Yeah, I think it's going to go against Saad, and I see him grabbing a card, and he does. Saad Faiz is going to get a yellow card. This yellow card is presented by Alliance Credit Union for people not for profit. And this goes directly into the question that we got from Brad. Do you think the officials calling it tighter with the yellows because of the last match when these two met, there were a couple of reds?
Yeah.
You know, these officials do homework going into it.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
know what happened in the last match. I kind of think so. You would think.
I don't think it's as pressure built as it was for the first matchup between these two teams. But for sure, you want to put a lid on it as best you can, and issuing out all these cautions is one way to do it. Nothing malicious, though. It doesn't seem like anything is malicious. Of course, I could be wrong. As that ball sails past the goal line.
Jimmy Bocanegra in the facial region, Vaqueros. Okay. Oh, that's for the goalkeeper.
Or he's saying in your face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what your pops would say?
I think so.
Yeah, in the facial region. The Fish Room, Albuquerque, saying, let's go Matadors.
Hey.
My brother. Our families are watching, dude.
Good. My family's here.
The last goal was slick, says Joe. The touch to the slide was all he needed for that shot. Yeah, it was silky smooth. Like putting butter on a piece of toast. No?
That's silk or smooth?
I don't know.
Great through ball there.
Yeah, the Vaqueros need to run up there to get it.
Oh,
and then they boot it out.
For your troubles.
Oh, man, that ball is in the concession stand over the signage at Plains Capital Park. That ball boy is going to have to get creative to go get that one. You see it up there on the top of your screen right now. It's right next to the Plains Capital Park logo.
Well, to go back to the intensity of what we were talking about with just from every phase of the game, that's it right there. Yeah, this ball, I could easily have tapped it out of bounds. Nah, you can go get it.
Yeah, you can go get it. So we have a substitution coming in right now. Of course, substitution tonight is brought to you by Grease Monkey. There's no substitution for great service for you and your vehicle. Player coming in right now is Waukese Enzo. Enzo's checking into the ball game. I believe that is Adonis Igwe checking out. Let's hear the standing ovation for the Matador that is checking out of the ball game. I can confirm that is Adonis Igwe that just checked out. The pride of France.
He played fantastic football tonight.
I think that line of the attacking players for the Matadors, all of them have played really well.
Enzo Jaquez for number 20, Iago Luis. Correction, number 19, Saad Faze.
I don't think that's right either. I'm hearing our PA announcer get...
You got it mixed up.
It happens. Honestly, it happens to the best of us. Happens to me at least a handful of times a match.
Enzo was bumped up to substitutions last week, too, due to an injury. He comes in, and he's shown all the intensity on the training ground the last couple of weeks, and the kid has fire, and for sure he's going to get tested tonight.
Got a throw in here for Fort Worth. More instant physicality right there off of that throw in. And it's Jack Pasco that comes away with it. Excuse me, that was Kode Kobayashi.
It was.
He's in a new spot tonight.
He is. They had him playing at center back, right back initially, left back. He can work well with both feet. But sliding back to his natural position there on the right back, or the wing, I mean, you saw what he's able to do.
Right.
Solid at the back line there. Helps push the attack up.
Douglas Apai is saying, let's get the clean sheet while we're clean sheet too. I was about to say while we're at it. Of course, Douglas, a former Matador.
Absolutely. Oh.
Ooh, goodness, more physicality.
That's a silly challenge there by Howard.
Is it going to go on Howard?
Yes, it is.
Howard's going to get the yellow card. Of course, yellow cards are presented by Alliance Credit Union for people, not profit. The people here in the stands don't like that call. John, how many yellow cards are we at? We're getting up there, dude.
7 yellow cards.
7 yellow cards.
A lot of discipline being handed out.
That yellow card is presented by Alliance
Fort Worth's broadcast team, I don't know their names, and apologies for that. If you are watching, we do watch it.
We do.
But they did make a mention of how many cards were handed out in the previous match between these two teams, and then, of course, they had a little bit of a disciplinary issue against Brownsville.
Currently, we are at 520 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. Our goal is 550 for tonight, and so if you're watching and you haven't subscribed and you're on the fence, you shouldn't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because we do a lot of great things on this channel, bringing you the Matadors all year long. We do live coaches show on this channel. We do live games on this channel. And it's a great way to stay connected with the club and get to see all the things live here on this great platform.
There's great features, too, for the Spanish-speaking players for Telemundo Lubbock on the website as well. English translations for those two, all on the YouTube page.
Daniel saying the Laredo Heat have a pretty awesome stadium. You know what? I saw a picture of it. I mean, it was pretty packed in their match that they had. Of course, the Matadors play at a pretty great venue here, too, at Lowry Field at Plains Capital Park.
Late challenge there as Saad goes down.
Yeah, Saad in pain. You see Fort Worth Vaqueros going over there and talking with him a little bit. I think trying to help him up.
Maybe more of a consoling.
Saad needing some help from the training staff. Here's your instant replay of what just happened.
Oh, yeah, late challenge there, running right into the leg.
Yeah, and you know, the fall to the ground, I think might hurt just as much, man, because he went down hard. As a middle-aged man, you know, that would hurt me.
Jamie Orson on the challenge there. You like to see that intensity, though. The Vaqueros need to do something to kind of crawl back into this game. As we approach the 68th minute, I'll do my 15-minute assessment here. Lubbock's dominated, pure and simple. Fort Worth hasn't had a chance to stay on the ball very often. Their high press was working for about the first 10 minutes of the second half. It's fizzling out just a little bit.
If you're the Matadors, if you were chalking up how this match was going to go tonight, this is exactly how the script you would want it to go, right? You've inserted in some moments where you're great. You've inserted in some moments where you've had your back against the wall and you had to answer, right? And I think you've inserted in some confidence in this team as of through 70 minutes of this match. Now it needs to go all the way to minute 100, you know. But as of 70 minutes into this, if you're a Matador fan, you gotta be loving where you're at.
Devin knows you only play 90 minutes.
I do.
That
language.
That language is including extra time. But again, it came from Coach Misaraka in the pregame. Talked about finishing the game. We know Lubbock has had trouble this season, 2 matches in a row to be exact. One of them against Fort Worth, dropping points 2 points you could have had on the road being up 2-0. The Vaqueros come back and score 2 goals, and then all of a sudden it's more of a disappointment than anything. That draw did feel like a gut punch, they said, and it was the same language in the locker room. Oh, Assad takes another heavy hit.
And he landed right on the ball. And that's another yellow card. Make it number 8. This yellow card is presented by Alliance Credit Union for people, not for profit. This official is taking care of all of our ad reads for Alliance tonight.
More the players than anything. I mean, you can't, especially with a challenge that heavy, you cannot just let that one. You can't let that one. You can't let that one go. You're seeing more of the frustration though from Fort Worth, just not being able to create opportunities, and Lubbock just sapping momentum away from Fort Worth.
This is also killing time, right? Of course, we'll make up that time with extra minutes towards the end, but. And if the way he landed on that ball right there, his stomach was right on top of it, I would have lost breath and I would have been down for at least 5 minutes.
It'll definitely take the air out of you for sure. Well, we talked about playing up to 100 minutes, and that was Coach Misaraka's messaging there. It's like we're going to continue to play through all the way through until that final whistle blows, because they've known they dropped 4 points. Oh, worse, they dropped 5 points in one of the chances.
Great passing here, setting things up. Howard kicking it back out, stolen away by the Vaqueros. Great sliding steal.
And again, keeping that shape, coming right back on the defensive end as Lubbock gets it back too.
Brad Gilbert coming in. John, does this league follow the same substitution rules as FIFA? Limited subs, once subbed off, you can't return.
That is correct. We actually saw the FIFA banner and the anthem being played before the match.
That was really cool, and they had like the theme song of when you're coming out onto the pitch with the players, and they had the logo up on the big board, and I even brought it up to John. That was the first I've seen in the 3 years we've done this.
Another card being issued out.
Wow, there's another card. Number 9. Cards brought to you by Alliance Credit Union for people, not for profit.
That one's on our goal scorer too, Yago Luis.
Okay. Number 9. Hope he's got a big book in his hand because he's filling it out tonight.
Or he's writing very small.
Font 0.5.
It's getting chippy now. Fort Worth had these issues in the last match against Brownsville too, just kind of not necessarily losing composure, but letting the worst of the situation kind of get to them. Great punch out there.
Yeah, punched out by Salama. Vaqueros coming back, whiffed on the kick. They were there. They had the lane, just missed on the strike.
Oh, great dribble move there.
Kodai Kobayashi. Stolen back quick. This is a back and forth thing. John Gall.
Fort Worth has numbers here if they can counter. Oh, they got to get back into position. Oh no.
Oh, and they're gonna stop it here. Our officials walking up.
A very fortunate break. That no from me was for Fort Worth. Like you got to push the ball back up the field. It's just, I don't know. It's weird to me that they had the ball, they had possession, and everyone was just standing around. Nobody moving, nobody making runs on the opposite end. I talked about exploiting the passing lanes, and no one's doing enough to actually create a chance for that. I would be frustrated right now if I was I'm frustrated for you, Fort Worth. How about that?
John is, he's in it.
It's upsetting.
You're a fan, dude. That's what I love about it, right? Because you're just a fan of the game, and you're watching the game, and as it plays out, your inner coach is coming out in you a little bit, right?
I need to take more classes.
I'm going to start calling you coach.
You can't. I'm not a coach. Don't call me that. We have a substitution coming in.
We do have another substitution coming in. Of course, substitutions are presented by Grease Monkey. There's no substitute for you or your vehicle. Go see our friends at Grease Monkey today. The substitute coming in for the Matadors is going to be Daniel Ryder. This is his first time checking in and playing for the Matadors this season. And I'm going to have to bring him up on the coach's show on Monday because Coach brought him up momentarily as the Matadors are on the move again. Going to the middle, a header, and that's going to do it. Goal for the Matadors. That's number 4. It was a cross and a low header, and it's going to go in for the score. Celebration is on, John.
Take a bow.
And the bow.
Take a bow, young man.
That is beautiful. That goal is Joaquis Enzo Enzo checking in early in the second half. Oh man,
It is
PA
a
announcer's
party.
feeling it.
It is a party here in Lubbock, and this is the monkey's not quite off the back yet. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself for that, but seeing that go in, and it's one after another for Lubbock as they're up 4-0, that's exactly what Coach Misaraka was talking about.
Beautiful play, says Suzanne Thompson. It was a beautiful play. Here's your look at it again. The cross, the dive onto the ground. The girl in the background celebrating. She knew what was up. The Mozos know what's up. And that's the Matadors being up 4-0.
Great job getting into open space. Excellent dribble.
Oh, what a cross, too, by Francesco.
No contesting there from the defender. As unmarked again, as you see the middle and the crossing for Fort Worth, just it's an Achilles heel for them, certainly.
Seeing here, we're having a hydration break. Hydration breaks this season are presented by United Express. Thank you to United Express for sponsoring our hydration breaks. John, these are important, right? You're up 4-0 right now, but these hydration breaks are important because at the end of the day, they want to take care of their guys. They want to keep them hydrated. They keep heart trackers on them, and they want to make sure that these guys are medically good to go, and these hydration breaks are an important part of it.
I mean, playing in West Texas is no joke. It's not necessarily as humid as it is in Fort Worth, but again, that heat
It has rained over the last couple of weeks. I got half an inch like 2 nights ago at my house, and it's been humid.
It's a mixture of brutality, different types. And again, in the Lone Star Conference, you're playing in somewhere that's dry and arid.
Right, yeah, Brad is a Laredo Heat fan, and so you know it's hot there.
He knows all about it.
It's in their name, man. It's the Heat. 4-0. John, this feels great.
It does if you're a Lubbock Matador fan,
right?
For sure, because this is something that Lubbock had potential for. You saw it a little bit last week. It didn't actually take its form because, again, you drop points there, you lose the match. But it's been there, and that's something that Coach Misaraka was talking about, is the consistency of this team, getting them to be great all the time. And they showed glimpses of it in the past 3 weeks, for sure.
Right, yeah, in their last match, 65 minutes of that match, I felt like it was the Matadors' match, and towards the end, you know. But
it was theirs to lose.
Right. Tonight, it has been the Matadors, though. They, like John said, they've shown their full potential. They're showing what they can do as a club, and credit maybe the formation change, credit putting your best 11 out there on the pitch, but then credit the guys for not letting the 2 tough losses at home get the best of you, because when times are tough and things are hard on you, you could crumble easy. But the Matadors are not letting that happen as they continue to put the press on, and they'll have a throw in.
High pressure there from Lubbock. Again, you have your defensive formation with 3 in the back, maybe switching up to a 3-4-3. But, yeah, it's just been all pressure, all Lubbock. And, again, you talked about just this buildup for Lubbock, just trying to get there. And the dam finally burst, as you see at 4-0, approaching the 78th minute.
Got a lot of substitutions coming in for the Fort Worth Vaqueros. We got about 4 guys checking in, so of course there's no substitution for your car or you. So go see our friends at Grease Monkey off of Slide Road, about 102nd, I would say, John. 102nd Slide.
Oh yeah.
They got a great car wash, great oil changes. Go see our friends at Grease Monkey. They also got pretty funny commercials. I don't know if you've ever seen them. It's a guy in a gorilla suit.
I made one of those.
That's awesome. Somehow I should have known that as a guy that works in marketing.
We made a spot for them for a send-off for the monkey.
Oh, no, the monkeys no more?
Maybe. We might see him return. I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Foreshadowing.
Mass substitution there as
4 players substituted.
Jaramillo comes out. Gall comes out. De La Cerda comes out, excuse me.
There was 4 Vaqueros that all came running in onto the field at once. Howard, great dish there to get it back to the Matadors in the middle. And Lubbock's going to reset. Howard raising his hands up in the air, looking for an over-the-top ball.
You got to kind of make a run, though, to kind of get that established. Howard knows this, too. I know he's a big target that can actually gravitate the ball into him, but you got to make the effort to kind of get out there. We've seen a couple of instances where he's there just back to the defender doing a box out, but not really getting into position. You want to see more of that from him, from Howard, for sure. Especially since he's such a big target.
Yep. 6'5".
And he's got speed too. Runs like a gazelle.
That is the first time we've heard gazelle today. I was wondering when it was going to come in.
Great defensive effort there. Fort Worth is just being put through the paces right now, back and forth. They get the ball, lose possession, quickly got to get back.
Got another substitute coming in for the Vaqueros, just putting a bunch of fresh legs out there on the pitch. And you look at their guys that just subbed out, all 4 of them, John, and they have the towels on their head and they look drained. And that's kind of the match you've seen tonight. Is they've been given their effort, they've had opportunities. It's just the Matadors everything's been clicking.
With good reason too. Coach talked about it in the training ground for the team practicing 11 on 11s as the ball's dropped back to Salama there. But Coach talked about it too in training. You're able to run 11s, extended practices. Not having that Denton game kind of got the guys, a little bit healthy, a little bit settled, and finding a rhythm, a little bit more free-flowing offense, just kind of believing in one another. He talked about and stressed it that they're fighting for each other, they're fighting for one another, and that fight, they haven't stopped throwing punches.
Right, and you don't want to stop, right?
Absolutely not.
And it kind of, what they've gone through is giving them a chip, right? And teams that are hungry and have a chip on their shoulder are dangerous ones. And you've seen it play out tonight. Again, we're live on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube. 550 was the total subscriber goal for tonight. Let's take a look at what we're at, John.
It's something high. Give me something high.
Tell me something good. Got to exit out of it. Let's look. We're at 522.
Hey.
Thank you to everybody that has helped grow our channel. We're so grateful for it.
If you're following us, grow everyone else's channels, too. The Vaqueros have a great social media team.
They do. They have a great broadcast. We got the chance to watch them in our pregame warm-ups and going through our routine pregame.
And they're growing, too. That's how you help grow the... Oh.
Yeah, Howard down right now. More physical play. Howard down right now. Breathing heavily.
Finishing my thought. That's how you grow the league. I mean, if you're a fan of any other sport, you follow your rivals, you follow the conference or division, whatever it is that it is. But for this too, go support the other teams. Go follow their social media pages. Follow their YouTubes.
Yeah, the game is exploding right now, all across the nation. Lubbock is proof of it, right? Because as a guy that's lived here my whole life, I've been a baseball guy, but I've grown into a soccer fanatic because of this club, and you're seeing the whole community get in on it. 5,000 fans, right?
I was about to say that. Part of what makes that an easy transition to having your fans love the team is when the team loves the city.
Yeah.
And it's easy for them to do that with all the volunteer opportunities. You have the partnerships and sponsorships that allow the players to be out there, make face and do all these things.
Right.
That's wonderful to see.
Well, and Will Rodriguez said it best on the coaches show the other day. He calls Lubbock his second home. He's got a family that he lives with here in town. He doesn't room with a roommate. He has a family that he lives with here, and he calls them family, and I thought that was really cool. Peyton said, I'm here now. Go Matadors. Well, Peyton, we're glad you're here.
Late to the party.
Never late.
We hope you brought ice.
You brought ice? I'm going to need it.
Some of those players are going to need it, too. A lot of discipline has been handed out. We're up to, I believe, 9 cards now.
9 or 10, dude. And eventually, I think it's 9. And eventually, right, if you're these players that all of them have yellow cards, you're eventually going to have to, you're going to see the physicality dip off because you do not want red.
I'm not sure who's in disciplinary trouble in terms of yellow cards keeping players out of the next match for Fort Worth. It's not a good sign, too, especially with your bench being tired. I mean, they're playing heavy minutes tonight, too. A little bit of depletion there. They got good depth.
That's a good thing, too. Whenever you're playing in this league and at this level, you want to have depth, right? Because offsides. Depth is essential. You're playing 2 games a week. You are getting roughed up, as you're seeing here tonight, so depth is essential to being able to have success in the future games, right? It's games 8, 9, and 10 is where you need to have the depth because that's where it'll be really tested.
Well, you're telling me this. Fort Worth. Oh, as the ball kid falls over the signage there. Oh, great attacking ball there into the box for Fort Worth.
Right, Fort Worth having something cooking here.
Great footwork there.
Yeah, going to the left. having some physical defense on them. You see the red jersey sliding over.
Just body after body.
You are not going to be able to get around that crowd.
No, hitting them.
Firing towards the middle. And it's going to roll out of bounds. I believe that's going to be a signature stag corner kick.
Yes, it is.
It is. You see the Vaqueros quickly. They want to get something positive going here. And if you're the Matadors, you want to keep the clean sheet.
Chip in attempt for Fort Worth. Oh, great challenge.
Oh, goodness.
There. That's a great challenge. Oh, talking a little miss.
You see the talking going back and forth.
Zod not about it. Evan not about it either.
And he's holding up a 4.
It's chippy. It's officially chippy. But talking about Fort Worth does have great depth. Not enough on the bench, though. Their next 3 matches in 7 days, Devin. Away, home, and home. Versus Laredo and West Texas FC. They have a 12-day break in between, and then they have another road series of 3 matches in 7 days.
Is this what for Fort Worth?
That is correct. And it's grueling.
That 12 days is a long break, though.
Yeah, but you're going to need it, especially going down the stretch. Again, another 3 matches in 7 days.
Yep. Yeah, that's when they test the depth again, like we just talked about, right?
Yep.
It's game 7, 8, 9 is where you need to have that depth because, like you just heard, of course, coming up for the Matadors, their next home match, I believe, is June 22nd as they host CF10 Houston FC. They have an extended period time off as well, John, as I'm looking at the schedule, because then they'll play the 27th, the 29th, and then July 3rd, and then the 6th.
I think as of now, too, Laredo has only played, or excuse me, Brownsville has only played 2 matches, and Laredo has played 4, I believe.
Okay. I know I have the standings. Another yellow card. We're in double digits tonight, John. This yellow card is brought to you by Alliance Credit Union for people not for profit. And since we're talking about Alliance Credit Union, they have served the South Plains community with lower rates and fewer fees for the last 83 years, and they're just getting started. Join the mission and enjoy the benefits of owning your financial future with Alliance for people not for profit. I thought that was a great transition.
Well done.
Yeah. You know, an above average.
We're professionals.
We try to be.
We are broadcast professionals.
Of course, today's broadcast is sponsored by Mears Mazda Volvo, Lubbock's locally owned luxury dealership. At Mears, you'll find the best inventory, the best process, and best prices. Since 1971, our focus is to provide our clients with an exceptional buying experience. Go see our friends at Mears. The attack is still on for the Matadors. Great stop there on goal. Another shot on goal for the Matadors, as they might be getting close to double digits on shot on goals, John.
They're up to 14 right now, too.
Oh, they've exceeded double digits.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, we were talking about Fort Worth being able to create more opportunities. Again, in their last match, they had over 25 shots in the first half.
John, I don't think we're going to get Coach in the post-game show tonight.
He's going to be too busy partying?
Yeah, something tells me the celebration is going to be on with the Matadors and the Mozos and the fans.
We have another fan favorite coming on.
Okay, this next substitution is brought to you by Grease Monkey. There's no substitute for you or your vehicle. Go see our friends at Grease Monkey today. John, tell us who the fan favorite is.
Diego, we've missed you.
It's not Diego.
It's not?
No, that's Pablo Diaz.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Pablo, we've missed you. I recognize your haircut, but not the number. The numbers change on me so much.
He was like 17 last week.
He was 8.
There's Pablo right there. He was a big part of the club the last 3 years. He was kind of the go-to goal scorer last year whenever an injury happened. I think he ended the year with 8 total goals.
He was on fire.
So he's a goal getter.
Him and Krogstad were doing it.
There it is, Marcus Krogstad. That's what because he got injured, hurt his knee. I think he tore his meniscus, if my memory serves me right.
He's right back on the rehab trail. The Moses talk about once a Matador, always a Matador.
Yeah. And did you get the down low on Marcus or what?
Oh, yeah. Check in on him.
Well, give me the down low.
Just check the Instagram.
I feel like you're like fishing, and you got the worm right in front of me, and I can't bite it.
Nah, just check the Instagram.
I need to be
He's
better.
doing well. He's doing well.
Be better. Be better, Devin. Back come the Matadors. They got the numbers, dude. Trying to feed it up front, but staying onside.
Aaron passed there.
A little too hard.
Yeah, let that one get away from you for sure.
Alex Masterson saying, all you watching online, you should be here. What an electrifying game tonight. And Peyton said super fun. I would say electrifying. And that's why I think we won't get coach post-game. I hope we do, because
Ooh. Close contesting right there.
he's not afraid to come out of goal.
Salama plays aggressively too, and you like to see that when the ball's in a questionable situation, 50-50 chance right there, snuffs it out.
See, you hear the energy coming up. Of course, we will have some extra time, another substitute coming in, and this is Pablo Diaz checking in right here, and why the fans are getting excited. Of course, that's a Grease Monkey substitution. Pablo Diaz, for the first time this season, checking into the game, and you love seeing him out there.
Coming off injury, he was in shape the last time. They wanted to make sure to take some precautions, don't throw him in too soon. As you see him just gunning down the sideline there, applying the high pressure.
Instantly.
3 minutes of stoppage.
Showing the fresh legs, man. Showing the fresh legs. We do want to say one more time, tonight's match is presented by Alliance Credit Union. Alliance Credit Union has served the South Plains community with lower rates and fewer fees for the last 83 years. But the best part is, they're just getting started. Join the mission and enjoy the benefits of owning your financial future. Alliance for people, not for profit.
I'm going to put some pressure on Alliance here. We don't have any sponsors. I hope front office is listening to this too. I know they are. Sponsors, the stoppage time's not sponsored.
It's not.
It could easily be.
Pablo Diaz steals it away. Great save with the left hand or the right hand, throwing it up. Wow. Pablo Diaz's impact instantly felt. The goalkeeper throwing his right hand up and saving it.
To finish my thought.
Finish it, dude.
It should be the Alliance Federal Credit Union stoppage time.
I like it.
No one's sponsoring it. Just putting that idea out there.
And if you're watching right now, you know, like somebody, you know,
we know.
You should go for it. I like it. Going back to some of the comments here. Marty Misaraka likes the win tonight. Good job, Matadors. Of course, I think Uncle is going to be super happy about the win tonight. Marty's the youngest Matador fan. Born right before the first game.
Hey. High pressure here from Fort Worth.
Yeah, Brad saying online. Thanks for the online coverage tonight. Quality broadcast. That's coming from an opposing fan.
I like those compliments a lot.
Yeah. Me and John grind, man, and it's awesome.
We don't do it just for Lubbock fans. We do it for everybody that's either a part of the Lone Star Conference, the MPSL. We're here for you. We really are.
Jaime Tomas, I'd love to read your comment. I don't understand what you said there, and so John's going to give it a gander, but he's smiling.
Complimenting Luis.
Okay, there you go.
Watching from Brazil.
You see Thomas, the social media guy for the Lubbock Matadors, running back and forth. He's excited. And the celebration is about 35 seconds away from being underway here in Lubbock. The Matadors going to find the win column for the first time this season, and it's been a long time coming. They've had their fair share of tough moments, and they've had their fair share of moments where they've shined. But tonight's been a long time coming. The momentum has been on the side of the Matadors. Hello, win column. It feels good to be a Matador fan tonight. Doing it in dominating fashion, the clean sheet. And that's going to do it. Final score, 4-0. The celebration is on, John. The Matadors are victorious for the first time in the 2024 season.
They got the monkey off their back. Lubbock was looking, the wheel bending, not breaking.
Yeah.
You can tell there was practices, there was training ground sessions where they just, frustration was kind of seeping from everybody pretty much, and you put in all the work, you get that result in practice and training, then you get the result on the field, and they proved it tonight.
4-0 the final score. The Matadors are on top, and when we return after this short commercial break, we'll have our complete game recap. We'll be back with more right after this from Lowry Field at Plains Capital Park. Your Matadors are victorious tonight.
The hunger to win is fueled by a chance to compete and the thrill of the action. The cheers from the crowd energize our team and push them on to victory. Whether it's the pre-game excitement of tailgating or the post-game euphoria of winning celebrations, United Supermarkets always brings an A game to your party. From kickoff to tip-off and the final buzzer to the last out, United Supermarkets is proud to feed the competitive spirit.
Why do we grow? We do it for family. We do it for friends. We do it for new homes. We do it for a brighter future. We grow for you. We are Alliance Credit Union, and we grow for people, not profit.
Road and Track calls Mazda a unique blend of quality, reliability, and style. But what we'd really like to know is, what will you say?
Take advantage of this exceptional offer at Mears Mazda.
They're celebrating the good times here at Lowry Field, Plains Capital Park. The Matadors win 4-0. The guys are getting to celebrate with the Mozos for the first time this season, and I know it's been some pretty awesome footage to take a look at. I bet they're still celebrating right now. They were doing different dance moves, and this is something Coach Misaraka talked about with his pregame, is that the guys needed to taste this moment so that they'll be hungry for more.
And it's not even about him. He put himself aside. It's about them. It's about the team. It's about the fans. It's about the city, really. And for them to experience that right now, it's pumping through our ears right now, but you can see it right now on the screen. For them to just experience the winning traditions that Lubbock was accustomed to last season, they get to feel it, and they're going to thrive off of that even more.
Yeah, they're shaking hands. At one moment, Notorious the Bull was in there jumping with the guys, had his arm around one of the players, and truly, really magical moment for these guys. Now, we're hoping to get head coach Brendan Misaraka. We get off the air at about 9:57 on My Lubbock TV and on YouTube, and so hopefully we can get him here. But what are your thoughts on tonight's match? I feel like we saw a whole new team tonight.
Lago Luis scores in the 25th. Pasco scores in the 44th. Saad continues it in the 58th. Enzo in the 73rd. I mean, you just had goals pouring in. Great for Lubbock to see. On the other side of that, if you're a Fort Worth fan, another devastating loss, losing 4-0, again, giving up 4 goals in 2 weeks. It's unsettling for them. A lot of the spark was there for sure. There's positives to take away from the match for them. But if you're a Lubbock Matador fan, I mean, it's great to be in the win column, like you said. And
100%.
Just seeing this continue, what Coach wants to see from this, celebrate it, revel in it, feel it, be in the moment for it. But also, let's see how we can continue and kind of put things together to be consistent.
That's the key. You want to be consistent. And if you want to make the playoffs, you need to get rolling. Right now, the Matadors went from 8th in the Lone Star Conference standings, and they'll bump up to probably about number 5 with 1 win. And now it's just, like John just said, being consistent and continually to work and stacking wins, continuing to stack success. Tonight we saw success if you're a Matador fan, but now you need to keep doing it.
There's a lot to go into the training ground with. The game film will show that everything that they were practicing worked. But now you go back into training, have a couple days, take this win in. I know I'm trying not to be like as positive as I can about this.
As a Matador fan, you try not to show your Matador colors
But
tonight.
at the same time, again, coach's mindset too was he knew once we get this thing in, we know what it feels like, and we're going to do everything we can to ride that high, basically going into the last 4 games of the season.
Let's not look at us anymore. Let's look at the guys celebrating out on the pitch because we want to see their reaction to this big victory tonight. Of course, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Mears Mazda Volvo, Lubbock's luxury-owned luxury dealership. At Mears, you'll find the best inventory, the best process, and best prices. Since 1971, our focus is to provide our clients with an exceptional buying experience. John, one of your keys to the match tonight was finish the match. The Matadors did that tonight as they win 4-0, and now joining us now is head coach of the club, Coach Misaraka. Coach, feels great to be victorious. 4-0 the final. How you feeling?
Yeah, good. I think that we've started to see some of those things that we were talking about in the pregame presser. I mean, that maturity, the camaraderie, and the ruthlessness. And ultimately, I think that the boys started to see that. I mean, we talked again. They had a good week of training. We adopted some things, and to be quite fair, I mean, there were some solutions that we had to figure out, but I think we ended up figuring it out, and we ultimately came out with 3 points.
You talked about controlling the second ball and basically keeping Fort Worth away from creating any kind of chance, and you did that tonight. Does it feel good, kind of, hey, we took it from practice and now we applied it on the field and they got you the win?
Yeah, I think, credit Jack, credit Cisco as well. I mean, like, winning that second ball. I mean, especially when you watch what they were doing, with that front three was kind of playing in between lines and that second line. So we had to make sure that, Jack and Francisco were stepping between, basically stepping goal side of that second line and, making sure that they couldn't get up with it. Now, they changed their shape second half, and I think that, it was a good thing for us is that they also changed a little bit. So we were able to adapt some more, allowed some more freedom for, like, boys like Ago to really, get on the ball. And as you saw, like, right, with the game getting stretched, we were able to actually control it in those moments, which was good.
You talked about the shape changing for Fort Worth. On your side of it, too, you didn't really have a base formation down. It was, hey, we're going to kind of take what they give us. In this situation, did suffocating Fort Worth, just playing loose and free, kind of how you talked about it. Did that kind of factor into it as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's, I don't want to say that we didn't have, a team shape because we did. I don't want to give away too much, right, to opponents, but, I think that if they watch it, they can figure it out. And we're going to consistently update and change and go things. In the first half, there was moments where, and even in the second half, where it almost looked like a 4v4 with that back line. So we didn't utilize that enough in certain moments, and we'll talk about that one next week. But ultimately, good first opportunity, and the big thing is, making sure that this becomes addictive to the boys.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about the guys. I'm a fan through and through, Coach. What is it like from your point of view, seeing the guys getting to celebrate with the Mozos for the first time?
Yeah, I think it's, something that, again, and, going back to it, we talked about as soon as they experience it once, they want to experience it again and again and again and again. So for us, I think that's added motivation going into next match day. And I think there's, a point of pride. I mean, I thought that this was an important match for us going into it, knowing that, everyone's locked in. I think that, right, you look and I think we also talked about it, right? Sometimes you have to have the bad in order for the good to happen, like, experience like this tonight, 4-0, keep a clean sheet, put the ball in the back of the net. Heck, I mean, Pablo at the end almost scores a fifth. You had some other opportunities, and I think that's the other last thing that I really want to point out is the boys weren't happy with just 4-0, right? Like, they were pushing for 5 and 6, and that's something that we talked about is, just being super ruthless, like, right, not just settling and, being, focused on the defensive, but also, still being able to attack and, be able to actually put pressure on the back line.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Hopefully we get to see a celebration again on June 22nd when the Matadors host CF10 Houston. We'll hope to see you again soon, Coach.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, and that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Final score 4-0. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight for this awesome win for the Lubbock Matadors. Like we just said, we'll see you back on June 22nd. For Devin Ward and John Bocanegra, we thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you then. And as always, go Matadors.